people. And really, you can see 10 years of church work accomplished in 1 week of a strong revival meeting. That's what I like to see done. I don't care about the size of the church. I care about seeing God hit the place. And whatever you start with, seeing it multiply. So what does it take for me to come to your church if you're interested? An invitation. So the information for an invitation is on the screen. I look forward to hearing from you, genuinely. If you're a pastor and you want to see God shake your region, I will partner with you in that. I want to see that happen. So I'll look forward to hearing from you and meeting you this year.
Did you know you can take Revival Today with you wherever you go? Download the Revival Today Global Broadcast app. Once you download the app, you can stream all of our live services, watch all of our past meetings, and build your faith on our 24/7 network. So you can download the Revival Today Global Broadcast app today, available on all major platforms.
This is why I chose RTBI.
This is why I chose RTBI.
This is why I chose RTBI.
Many Bible schools don't offer the layers of real ministry training that RTBI offers.
By the time you graduate, you already have plenty of preaching experience. You learn how to prepare spiritually and practically.
We learn our constitutional laws, which are vital to operating a successful ministry.
Every preacher should have a job. It's the job, the work of the ministry, the work of evangelism, the work of calling people to Christ, the work of praying for the sick, the work of casting out devils. That's what people are given to do.
The Revival Today Women's Mentorship Program is a place for you to find encouragement, practical teachings, and inspiration for you to do all that God has for you to do. Led by Pastor Adala Shuttlesworth, this program empowers women to grow spiritually and to discover their purpose. Over 2,000 women are in this mentorship program, and we are seeing many women's lives transformed. Ladies, be a part of something powerful and sign up today at AdalaShuttlesworth.com.
What's up? This is Jonathan Shuttlesworth with an urgent and important message. We had the idea to bring toys for Christmas to an area with extremely high childhood poverty. We found a section of Houston, Texas. We announced it, thought we might have 800 kids or so show up. Turns out we're headed towards 20,000 actual attendees that are going to show up. We literally have had to book a 20,000 seat venue for this and have over 22,000 signups with a week to go. I could use you to stand with me. We need 500 volunteers, and I'm asking you, as we put about $150,000 into making an impact, both with bringing joy for Christmas to families that might not have it and broken homes, and you know everything that goes on in America, and presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are poised to maybe see the greatest harvest of souls we've ever had come in a single night. Will you stand with me? If so, the information's on the screen. I could use you to do two things. Be in Houston with me for this great one-day crusade, December 13th at 1 p.m. at Imagine Venues, 11903 East X Freeway in Houston, Texas. It's called Joy to Houston. And to sow a seed into the crusade, which I guarantee you, God will bless you. He said so in Proverbs 28:27. He that closes his eyes to poverty will suffer many a curse, but he that's kind to the poor will never lack. We're going to do that together. This is called Joy to Houston. I will see you in just a few days at 1 p.m. as we make a great impact for Christ at Christmas time.
Mas eu vou te dizer, conforme isso cresce, a unção vai crescer junto. Nunca haverá um dia nesta igreja em que você precise lembrar. Когда вам придется вспоминать старые времена, Бог творит новое, Бог увеличивает, aumentando. Él continuará aumentándonos. En el nombre de Jesús, si reciben esto, vamos. Come on, make the devil nervous. Clap your hands. Give God a mighty shout.
The greatest move of God that has ever hit planet Earth is happening right now. And I'm not watching it happen. I'm in it right now with you. I see revival sweeping over this earth before Jesus returns. The devil is not over your head.
The devil is not eye to eye. The devil's in the same place today that he'll be tomorrow. Under your feet.
You are a redeemed child of God with access to all the power of heaven, access to every blessing of the Bible. Why are you planning so small? I'm trying to open your eyes tonight to say I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I'm going to do all things through Christ. I see you overcoming every obstacle, not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit. Come on, take 30 seconds and celebrate it. Let the devil hear that he's got a room full of locals y locas. The devil's hold is getting weaker. The power of God is getting stronger. This is the time to go into Houston, Texas, and just take one city after another city, after another city, after another city for God. This is not the hour of the devil. This is the hour of the church of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I got better news for you. If God can turn a nation around, how much more quickly can he turn your household around? How much more quickly can he drive addiction out of your house, depression out of your house, sickness out of your house? This is the hour of liberation for the people of America through the shed blood of Jesus Christ. So we're going to pack them in. I see people fanning themselves like it's 1952. Whatever deacon's in charge of being the Nazi over the air conditioning unit, if you would just, I'll pay the church's air conditioning for the whole month if you just turn it up. Amen. Because I think I've lost about 4 pounds of organ weight during these meetings. So just for the sake of old John's kidneys, if you could turn the air conditioning up, I'd be happy. Perseverance is a fruit of the Spirit. Michael Howe said, will there be AC at the Marriott? You know, because it's not run by Christians, I'm going to guess there is AC. Now listen, don't overcompensate for what happened today. I don't want to go to the next church and it's like 48 degrees with racks of beef hanging from the ceiling. Brother Jonathan, you asked for our sanctuary to be so cold that we were actually earning extra income by using it as a meat locker. Watch who you push. Camila, what do I do when somebody pushes into you when we're at Disney World or whatever? Hit them back, that's right. I pretend like I didn't see them. I'm telling you, it ticks me off. I bump into my little girl because on their phone, I step right into them. I don't care if they are in their mid-80s. Amen. Maybe watch where you're going. 12400 Greens Point Drive, which the locals refer to as Guns Point Drive because it's so dangerous. That's not a joke. 12,400 Guns Point Drive, Houston, Texas. Keep your head on a friggin' swivel. That was the problem with the Greater Macedonia Baptist Church, which we love. I want to say thank you that they were willing to let us use it, but there's very, very limited parking. This is unlimited parking, thanks to the high crime rate in the area that's cleared out all of the local parking lots. And then, again, I would more run to the meeting than walk to the meeting once you get out of your car. I would drop your loved ones off as close to the door as possible. If you want to wear like a military-style helmet with chin strap, not the worst idea. He said, this church has had 6 pastors in the last 7 years. The board votes out pastors at a clip of about 1 a year. And that's what I picked up on in my spirit. When I said stand up, I'll do what I want to do, and no pastor's going to tell me what to do. Well, that night the crowd grew from 43 to 31. Sometimes you have to have a bowel movement. Then what do you think they're going to say about you? I mean, they devoted a whole night of city meetings to make accusations about me. This cult leader. Cult leader. Do you want to know why I'll never be a cult leader? I hate bunk beds. I never liked them. Even when I was a kid, I don't like it. You think I don't have my whole church over and sleep in bunk beds? I would kill myself. I wouldn't kill them, I'd kill me. I'd make the Kool-Aid just for me and drink it myself. Ryan said, too bad you couldn't have used Osteen's church and really shove it in the devil's face. Okay, let's not get carried away. We're looking at between 800 and 1,000 tonight, which in an 18,000 seater would look like a severe failure. It would look like it would immediately go from an awesome revival to, Jonathan, what happened on the last night? Looked like a Detroit Tigers Thursday afternoon game.
So he called my Uncle Ted in and he said, no, I know you had good services this week, but he said, you really need to go and further your education. You don't even have a bachelor's, because my family went to a 3-year school, Bible school. And he said, you don't even have a bachelor's. You need to get your bachelor's, then you need to work towards your doctorate as quick as you can, or you're not going to have many open doors to preach. 6 months later, the same pastor called my uncle. He said, can you pray for me? The board of my church is about to vote me out. They got mad at me, and they're kicking me out of the church. My Uncle Ted said to him, I don't need to pray for you. Just show them your degrees. And hung up. And I'm like, I don't. That's how, see, if you go the other direction, don't listen to what I'm preaching, that's how you end up with no pastor, no church, and a little nothing with your own little home Bible fellowship piece of, good to be with you in Alaska tonight. Praise the Lord. I was going to say garbage. I don't know what you were thinking. I feel like that one lady was angry before I came to town. Continue. This guy just wants to destroy our community. Yes, that's why I'm here. I want to destroy your community. I'm going to reenact the final scene of Rambo. Just can't turn it off. Nothing is over. Nothing. They want to destroy our community. These windy, unsafe roads. What are you, Dr. Seuss? The road was windy, the sky was dark. He just wants to get a following for himself so he can pay for that jet. Jet's paid for. He just wants to get rich. Already rich. I was rich before we started the church. I didn't try to get rich. People just keep dumping money in my pocket, handing me wine. What do you want me to do? Look at that watch he has. How did you get it? A guy gave it to me, so I put it on my wrist. How'd you get that shirt? At the shirt store. It had pretty flowers on it, and I bought it. Sorry it ruined your day. Can preach in a potato sack, but then even then, this is a name brand potato sack. Where Jesus told him about speaking to the mountain. You know what had happened before that? He went to a tree because he was hungry for figs. That's one place me and Jesus are a little different. I've never gotten hungry. Man, I could go for some figs. So he went up and got, I know, I'm just making a point. So he goes over to the tree, and the Bible says the tree had no figs, just leaves. And Jesus was not in the mood for salad. Now that, I'm with you on. We've been moving like gypsies this week, just without pickpocketing anybody. And if you're here and you're a gypsy, we welcome. Sorry for that joke. And that is the word of faith that we preach. For if you openly declare that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart, someone has a phone call on a 1960s office phone, if you want to answer that. Congratulations on having a walled phone in the service. And then, they thought I was your brother-in-law is such a jokester, but I actually had the money. Then that felt so good, I sent 50 to my father. My father called me. He said, Jonathan, I've always loved your sense of humor. Your mother loves your sense of humor. He said, but you should be thankful that I took a look at the deposit today before we went to the bank. Because if you write a check that's worth $10,000 or more and it bounces, it's a federal crime. He said, so you need to be careful when you joke around like you do, because if I'd have cashed that check, you'd have been in serious trouble. Now, the only reason you're a success is by the grace of God. When your own father thought, in a million years, that kid is never going to have $50,000. Hey, your son said $50,000. No, pull it out or he's going to get arrested. That kid will never have that much money in a million years. I mean, no, I know God's, I'm telling you, the next person I'm in a service and they say, I know the Bible said that, but it's not going to end well. You're going to see a red-backed hymnal flung end over end from row 6. They're going to say, where'd that come from? I'm going to go like this. Got another one waiting for you too. I threw a fastball, next one will be a slider. Amen. That man was one of the 10 richest men in the world at that time. No, he had developed one of the top 10 apps in the world. And he gave $1 million in the offering that night. And I went from having $83,000 in our bank in the ministry to $1,083,000 overnight. Do you know what it's like to have $1 million in your bank account? When you go to Buffalo Wild Wings and they say, would you like ranch or blue cheese? And you say, I'd like both. And they say, that'll be $1 extra. You go, it's okay. Some of you never heard one word from anybody about any decisions you made until you decided to go to church. What are you going to church for? Why are you giving your money there? They never said, why are you giving your money to Budweiser or Jose Cuervo? I'm trying to think of a third alcoholic brand, but I don't drink, so I can't think of any. Listerine.
And that Pastor Paul and Pastor Brooke will prosper like never before, and that they will flourish with so much blessing that they can't count. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
All right, beat it. Get out of here. He was doing good from New York, having fun, working jobs, making money. It looked like when he left that, I'm sure it looked like at the time he was going nowhere. No one would have known when they saw him that this was on the inside of him. It was no, God did it. Yeah, God did it. You know, it's like you compliment people. Great job raising your children. Yes, it was the Lord. No, because I've met other people that have the same Lord and their kids are terrible. So it had a little, oh, so you've met them too? Sorry that I'm dressed like Denzel Washington in Training Day. There. Now I look like I owe the Russian mob $1 million by midnight. People have odd ideas about what humility is, like just looking depressed. There's Brother Jonathan, he's so humble. No, that's not humility, that's scoliosis. Where because I had the necklace, it snapped him.
The following program contains political discourse, opinions, and footage that many viewers may find offensive. It should not be viewed by anyone ever.
So you made a way across the great divide, left behind heaven's throne to build it here inside. And there at the cross, you paid the debt I owe, broke my chains, freed my soul. For the first time I had hope. Thank you, Jesus, for the blood applied. Thank you, Jesus, it has washed me white. Thank you, Jesus, you have saved my life, brought me from the darkness into glorious light.
Because it's only in the storm that your faith can grow. It's only when your faith is tested by fire that you really know how pure your faith is. It's only when you are tested that your character can develop. Only in the storm can you discover the power of God to deliver you. Only in the storm do you call upon the Lord and find Him to be the ever-present help in the time of trouble. The storm develops your confidence. And as your confidence is, so is your capacity. God has you fighting the fight you're fighting now because it's a fight designed to develop your confidence. And when you win this one, the next one will be a little bigger, and you'll have the confidence because of your past victory. And when you win that one, you'll win the next one, and the next one, and the next one, because God is transforming you into a lion of God. He's waiting for persistence to overcome resistance. He's trying to develop in you the character of endurance. For those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. God put you through a struggle to develop you into who you're going to be in the kingdom of God. God used no one in the Bible until He put them through the university of adversity before He allowed them to be a leader in the kingdom of God. You will have your adversity. You will reach the other side. But God is going to make a champion of grace out of every one of you. Listen to me. When you focus on the threat, you will experience fear. When you focus on Jesus, you will experience faith. When you struggle, when you go through adversity, think about the possibility that God is using your struggle and your adversity. Every opportunity has difficulty, and every difficulty has opportunity. It's only when you come to grips with the difficulty that you will realize your potential. Stop looking at your circumstance and start looking at your opportunity. The things you trust in today will fail you tomorrow. People will fail you. Where do you go when the storms of life are greater than what you can endure? When the storms are great, when the winds and the waves are crushing your dreams, where do you go? You go to the one whom winds and waves obey. His name is Jesus. He is the rock. He is the Savior.
My name is Kyle. I have been a registered Democrat for the last 22 years. I have voted in every election, up and down from the state to local level. This message is for the Democrats. I hate you.
Now, we see in polling that minority voters, Black and brown Americans, are starting to shy away from the Democrat Party.
And you lost my vote. And you lost many people's vote, and that's your fault.
As a progressive, proud member of this body for the last 12 years, I'm done. I'm done with us protecting people who would buy and abuse our children. I'm done.
Your children will see us. Your children will love us, and your children will join us.
You see what the Democratic Party has turned into. Woke manifestation of ridiculousness.
I used to be a lifelong Democrat for years, but the Democrat Party got so far away from what my values are.
I'm a Democrat too, but okay, we Trump.
I don't give a fuck who look at me different. I'm voting for Trump.
Even my great-grandmother, 95 years old, lifelong Democrat, is going to vote for Trump this year.
I was a Democrat, but actually I'm supporting Trump.
I would like to say, Mr. President, I am so sorry for believing the lies that the mainstream media has just projected on me and that I fell for and I believed.
the media played me.
So it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of like voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of like changing their way of like...
I think we just did our research and we're just, you know, we're not brainwashed anymore by the left.
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I've nowhere to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me?
And he went hunting for females on the University of Georgia's campus.
Doesn't look back. He pretends he can hear her.
Shouldn't have even been allowed to walk free.
As he crosses the street, seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice. 'Cause it's another day for you and me in paradise. Oh, think twice. 'Cause it's another day for you and me in paradise.
He got shot. Did you see that? Oh man, Charlie Kirk.
The Republican Party is basically a domestic terrorist cell at this point, and they should be treated as such. There are elements of the GOP that are starting to look like the jihadists.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
There is no alternative right now because the Republican Party project today is a fascist authoritarian project.
This nation was built on law, order, and pride. Immigrants came through the front door with papers in hand and hearts full of hope. But that America was betrayed by Democrats. They didn't lose control of the border. They opened the floodgates on purpose. 20 million poured in. Cartels, rapists, traffickers, funded by you, enabled by them. This wasn't immigration, it was an invasion. By design. And we paid the price. In chaos, in crime, in blood, while traitors in suits handed out benefits with our money. But now comes the reckoning. We're not deporting immigrants. We're deporting lawlessness and those who sold this country out. Law, order, sovereignty. Without them, we don't have a country. So now it's time for retribution, for justice. You don't get to destroy America and stay in it.
You can't go out there. You know how dangerous it is.
This is not a test. This is...
Yeah, I'm out the Queenside, grew up in Jamaica, now in Mar-a-Lago, but I'm New York forever. My way like Sinatra, that's how I made it here. I could make it anywhere, Trump Towers everywhere. Mobile with the Riz, no, you never really see those. Sip a Diet Coke, grab a Big Mac at McDonald's. Trump building majesty, 40 Wall Street. Catch me at the plaza, shooting Home Alone scenes, cruising down Broadway. Jet black Cadillac, motorcade slow drop, a fortune like Sajak. Build a skyscraper, Old Lace Tower. hour. Made another billion, it's like a superpower. Used to hang with John, catch me at the Knicks game. Now I'm sitting ringside, MSG will scream my name. Riggers think I'll tap out, they don't know my pedigree. Tell by my attitude that I'm most definitely from
pockets are always under attack by federal taxes. And yet this temporary tax has hung around, like that uninvited guest who just won't leave. Tariffs, though, those are different. They've been around since July 4th, 1789, when President Washington signed the Tariff Act to raise funds without taking from everyday Americans. Imagine if they paid for the government's budget instead of us. Replace the income tax with tariffs paid by other countries. Money from foreign goods? It's a win-win. Every cent stays where it should. In your pocket. After all, weren't taxes just supposed to be temporary? It's time we revisit the plan so Americans aren't the only ones shouldering the load. Give Americans the break they deserve. Freedom isn't free, but it can be funded through tariffs instead of taxes. This has been another public service announcement paid for by the Dilly Meme team.
The Declaration of Independence wasn't just a document. It was a declaration of war against oppression, a rallying cry for freedom. It spoke to the inherent rights of all men to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it was a bold, audacious challenge to the authority of a distant king. It was the birth of a nation founded on the principle that all men are created equal. And it was a declaration that the people would no longer bow down to the whims of a tyrannical ruler. The spirit of rebellion, the courage to stand against injustice, and the unwavering belief in the rights of the individual are what define the American spirit. Our forefathers gave everything they had to secure these freedoms and knew the time would come when that spirit would be tested, when we future generations would have to prove ourselves worthy of our birthright. The question is, are you?
Dangerous it is.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the purge sanctioned by the U.S. government.
Every night they come for us, not by chance, by design.
Law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime.
The crime is down.
Leftist policies, opening the gates, releasing the monsters back into our streets to target the innocent, to purge America from within.
It's after police found the body of Dr. Julie Gard-Chanelli in the woods near a dog park in Auburn.
Tonight, we're following a developing story where a woman was shot and killed. It all happened in the middle of the afternoon, right along a busy street.
These criminals roam free in our country to offend again and again.
No one is safe. Not in our homes. Not in our parks. Not on our trains.
His name's DeCarlos Brown, 35 years old, he's homeless, and he's been arrested 14 other times.
They call it reform. We call it the early release.
If you release a monster will kill.
Radicalized judges, turning the judicial system into the purge. But one man is taking a stand. One man is fearless in the presence of evil. These godless policies end now. We're purging the purge.
We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country.
We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand.
You look around, you got psychos everywhere. Pushing, poking, daring you to snap. And the question is, how much more did they think we were gonna take? They put a bullet in a good man in front of his wife and kids. They butchered a young girl just riding the train. Every day it's another murder, another freak show. And these sick bastards clap like it's a game. And behind it all, Democrats, feeding the sickness, celebrating death and degeneracy, unleashing crime and poisoning everything they touch. They turned evil into a movement, and they call it progress. They call us monsters while they mutilate their own kids and kill in cold blood. Well, guess what? Enough's enough. The die's cast, and we're not taking any more of their sick bull. We're awake now, and justice, you better believe it's coming.
You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
I said we smoked the drug boat, and there's 11 narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down at all your feet. Take you home with me. Put you in my house. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm.
Hey, welcome to our final day in New Mexico. And guess what, everybody? We got a special guest. My best friend in the whole wide world, Pastor Russell Johnson. You guys can hold the applause down. Today, Ilhan Omar, it's starting to look, I had it at 40% that Ilhan Omar is going to get deported. There was breaking news as I was on my way in that it looks like Tom Homan, now like if he wasn't involved, I still wouldn't think anybody's going to get deported. But he has now made a public statement that they have concrete evidence she married her brother to get into the country and that they're going to look into deporting her. Nikki Minaj is a hero, my Call of Duty skin. The vaccine reckoning is finally here. Did you ever use her? You know, she was a Call of Duty skin you could download. And when you'd go to heal your buddy, and you were her, she'd go, let Nikki fix you right up. The vaccine reckoning's finally here. Gavin Newsom makes a huge mistake. We have a ton of content today. Let's check the news. Wait, what? Investigators are now tracking the web of fraud linked to Ilhan Omar, the restaurant owner who hosted events for her, has been convicted of stealing $12 million, which if you are going to steal, that's like a good entry amount. Keep going. Roll it.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including Summer? A restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
This scandal is going to rock the core of Minnesota politics.
Aren't you surprised he's not divorced? Like he's like married to a family. He looks like a guy that would just like tear through
whether
families.
Whether it be willful blindness, whether it be deliberately turning the other way, or whether it be direct knowledge, we're going to show how
I asked for dinner to be ready at 5. You were home all day.
Democrat political systems and the Somali refugee population ripped off the American people, stole countless taxpayer dollars, and engaged in scams that boggle the mind, scams that we can scarcely even conceive of or imagine in their brazenness. This truly underscores the extent to which
we get it. Next.
Party has used
former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor KT McFarland calls President Trump's Venezuela strategy brilliant. Let's hear.
What happens next in Venezuela?
It's so brilliant. Okay, so what Trump is doing is seizing the tankers, and there's plenty of international precedent for seizing sanctioned boats. Yep. So we've had the sanctions, nobody's enforced them. Trump's enforcing them. If you look at the numbers, Venezuela
the barber
makes
that lined up
maybe
her sides.
$200 million a week on selling oil that it's not allowed to sell. It also has expenses of about $200 million a week that pay for the military and everything else. It only has a reserve fund of about $1 billion. So if Trump takes away that $200 million a week, Venezuela pretty soon runs out of money. I mean, really soon runs out of money. And that's the money that Maduro uses to pay the military, to pay off all the bad guys, to keep himself in power. So that's why when Trump says, oh, I think Maduro's days are numbered, I think he's counting off the days until Maduro runs out of money.
Well, he can't stay. I mean, if Maduro is still in power, say 6 months down the road, that's a defeat for the United States.
Completely.
A defeat for Trump. Can't have that.
No, and I think what Trump's trying to do is not just with Maduro, but his entire South American policy. And the new national security strategy he just issued. He envisions a Western hemisphere that's U.S.-led, that is at peace, that invests in each other,
Green
that
Goblin
trades
vibes.
with each other,
Yes.
and is a shining symbol to the world.
Excuse me, miss, can you shoot green lightning out of your hands?
Colombia, next country?
Well, Colombia's a little different because Colombia is the drug trade. So what Trump is also doing, and what he's doing with Venezuela when he's shooting those drug boats out of the water, is he's also going after the cartels, and he's stopping the drug trade. You know, we have ignored South America for 20 years. Both parties have. And what's happened? The Chinese have come in, the communists have come in, and the cartels have come in.
Next.
And I think Trump is looking at...
Children's Health Defense. Alex Berenson, who was a hero during COVID, says Moderna hid the deaths of a young child in its COVID vaccine trial for nearly 3 years. Video?
And so I went back and I said, look, guys, you know, yes, there are a lot of deaths, but guess what? There was even a death of a child in Moderna's own trial, and they basically hid that for almost 3 years. They disclosed it in one place that I happen to know has like really comprehensive data, which is not the FDA. It's actually the European drug regulator. And they put it up there basically knowing that nobody was ever going to look at it. And I, you know, because this is what I do, I spend my days reading databases, you know, that nobody else is looking at. I found this. And so there was this debt. And what's even worse, and they released sort of no specific information except saying that this was a preschool age child, a 2 to 5 year old age child who suffered cardiorespiratory.
Why, if you had a 2 to 5 year old child, would you volunteer him for a vaccine trial? That I don't get.
Were approved for children, you know, both from Pfizer and Moderna in late 2021 and 2022. And there was a big giant push, you know, with ad campaigns and every
the same type of parent
bit of legacy media and every public health person saying, "Go get your kids vaccinated."
Oh yeah, because it's like your virtue signaling. You're helping the
show
cause. That makes sense.
The vaccines did almost nothing to stop infections in kids. Okay, that's A. B. Kids are at tiny risk of serious injury or death from COVID.
I was saying yesterday, it's crazy that all the people that like got banned from YouTube and that you learned to follow during COVID are now in charge.
Kids who got vaccinated.
I mean, he wasn't allowed on any platforms. He was taken off X, YouTube. If you had him as a guest, you lost your account.
Yeah, it was totally censored.
And in some cases, one weird thing is for some reason, there seem to be diabetic complications sometimes from vaccines in kids, meaning you can actually see cases of type 1 diabetes,
yes,
which is basically supposed to be a genetic disease, developing after vaccination in some kids from the mRNAs. And all this stuff was out there. And the FDA, the Biden administration, they did nothing about it. Places like the New England Journal of Medicine
did nothing about it. They pushed it ahead and forced people to do it.
No kids should have been vaccinated with this. And European countries, but really by 2022, they were much stricter about what they were doing for kids and young adults. But the vaccine fanatics in this country wouldn't let this go. And they have done so much damage.
Next. Roll it.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
You're not allowed to own a firearm, or you're allowed to operate one?
No, sir.
No, so
I'm
you
not
can't
allowed to
rifle hunt at all?
No, sir. I'm on my first hunt pretty much.
And is that forever?
Well, this is interesting. I am...
He's a likable guy.
Is
that Jelly Roll?
I am up for pardon this year. My paperwork has been sent into my governor.
That Ozempic is
and he
magic.
considers pardons in every December. So every day, I'm just kind of...
What's his real name?
You know what I mean? But even if he gives me the pardon, unfortunately, Tennessee has a zero forgiveness policy for violent offenders. So I would be pardoned, but I wouldn't be adjudicated. What's it called?
Yeah. Pause it. Few people know this. Jelly Roll's real name, Jason. Eddie James' real name, Jelly Roll. Keep going.
Exonerated? Exonerated. I wouldn't be, the charges aren't completely gone. So what I'd have to do is, and this is my hope, is that my goal in
Some
this
people
is
don't
that I
need the
wanna reach out
vaccine in order to be a
legislation
diabetic.
and go, hey, like, if nothing else, I'd like
Did the vaccine cause you
it's done a lot for
diabetes?
my
Yeah, that's what they were
mental
saying in
health.
the
It's done a
earlier
lot for
clip.
my- my physical
For some
health, like,
toddlers,
Exacerbated?
diabetes.
Going on that first bow, these are little markers that I put on the calendar. You know, when I'm 400 something pounds and I'm like, all right, next year, Cam said he's taking me on my bow hunt. I got to get there. You know what I mean? Like, all right, next year, I'm not going to run that 5K in an hour and a half. I'm going to do it in 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, these are those markers. So I want to go to them and go, look, I understand if you've ever raped somebody or killed somebody. But
I understand that,
think
too.
that there should be
Everybody
some
struggles
path
differently.
to redemption. Even if it
There
takes
should be a
30
path to redemption. Now listen, I'm going to start talking about Jesus.
You can't get a speeding ticket for 20 years. But, like, I think it's important for people to have a path to redemption. I'm a redemption guy. And, you know, if God didn't just show me so many paths, you know what I mean? Then
Well, I think it's one of the more beautiful aspects of Christianity.
Right.
That it does offer you a path to redemption, like a true legitimate path where you can become a different person.
Literally.
Yeah.
And people not judge you on the old person anymore. Judge you on the person sitting
I
in front
get
of
it
them.
for the public safety aspect of it. It's hard to know if a person's redeemed themselves. I get that.
It's hard. And if you make the wrong decision, man, I couldn't bear the burden of your conscience of that neither.
Right.
But then you do have cases, and I know I'm not the only one, of people who have, like, even little things. Like, I mean, outside of hunting, Joe, it's not that I'm a big, you know, I just wish I could protect myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm $1 million plus a year in security. I'd cut that bill in half tomorrow if I had a right to carry.
Right.
You know what I mean? For sure. You know, but
Dang, $1 million a year.
I mean, my heart's right. I just want to feed the family.
Has he got the cast of the Expendables?
Do some population control.
I think people would do it for less.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure
It's
you got
bad.
a lot down there.
They're everywhere. Not like these monsters down here, but they're everywhere.
I wonder if, like, does your voice change when you lose that much weight?
I think so.
Like, what if he doesn't sell records anymore?
I know. I would stay fat.
That's what I would do.
I also think, but not everybody, but I would say the majority of people that lose a bunch of weight look better fat. But I understand you'll die, so I get the
It's like
catch-22.
If Chris Farley, you know, was still alive
He's not funny
and then
anymore.
lost all that weight,
No.
he's not really funny anymore.
It's not funny jumping into a table and bouncing off
Right.
instead of smashing into the
Make
ground.
Jelly Roll fat again. That's a campaign I can get behind.
I'm with you. Next. I went and checked out the Amish Christmas lights last night. These were a few of my favorites. Pictures. Next picture. Third. And fourth. Next. She FAFO'd. Now she's crying. What a stupid person to say this at a city hall meeting in a mic. Roll it.
You guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors? We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you. And I hope one day somebody brings the guillotine and kills all of you motherfuckers.
Great
That was
speech.
a threat, what you said at the end, and so the officers are going to escort you out and take care of that.
A deputy public defender entered not guilty pleas
Yeah.
on Patel's
Oh.
behalf to 8 counts of threatening
That's
a
too
public
bad.
official and 10 counts of making
Love the
terrorist
scrunchie.
threats. She's due back in court.
Hey, I have to appear in cards. Has anyone seen my scrunchie? She's like a sharp lady.
Looks like a Venezuelan boat captain.
Looks like a Venezuelan boat. Next. Any team in the NHL, including Edmonton. Penguins traded Tristan Jarry. Did you hear that? And got something back for him. Tristan Jarry is a horrible goaltender, and for some reason, Edmonton gave a lot for him. Any team in the NHL, including Edmonton, could have had Tristan Jarry for free last year. That's right. They wanted to get rid of him and just taken him. Edmonton gave up 3 things, including a second-round pick to get him. Wild. Next. End tribalism in politics, a must-watch, so let's watch it.
Study of comparing vaccinated versus unvaccinated children. As the trailer you just watched noted, Del Bigtree, ICANN CEO, had met Dr. Marcus Service at one point, who was the head of infectious disease at Henry Ford Medical Center. And he agreed to meet and to potentially do the study. He is conducts clinical trials for vaccines, including
Boss,
Moderna COVID-19
somebody
vaccine.
named Patrick said, you don't need a gun. If you put your faith and trust in God, you'll never need it. Let me guess, you live in Europe or Canada? Jesus said, sell your coat and buy a sword. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you got to pop somebody in the head to get some respect. Keep going.
He's avowedly pro-vaccine. And when we met him, we argued that this was an opportunity to
What's
shut
up,
the
Pastor Brett?
anti-vaxxers up.
Great job all week. I'm done with this guy. He's boring. Vaccines are bad. Next. Former CDC director Robert Redfield. Have you seen him? The guy that's got like the chin beard?
Yeah.
You know, he's like testifying that it should have never been given to kids. He's like completely flipped on his old bosses. Former CDC director Robert Redfield states, "We knew since spring of 2021 that COVID vaccines can induce lethal side effects. They should have never been mandated. They don't prevent it." Now that's going to hurt if you're on the pro-vaccine side, that you got the former CDC saying, I knew that. I don't think it ever should have been done, and they ignored my advice. Roll it.
We were told it was going to stay in our arm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right, Courtney.
We were told this is mRNA, going to degrade rapidly in our body, right? But it wasn't mRNA, was it? It was modified RNA. It was actually produced synthetically so it wouldn't degrade. And we now have studies that say the mRNA is circulating in the body at least, I think, 2 months, and we haven't done studies beyond that, correct? I know in your own practice, you don't administer that because you realize the spike protein is toxic to the body.
I prefer the killed protein vaccines.
When did you first determine, or when did you first find out about the biodistribution studies Pfizer had done that the Japanese regulators released in February of 2021?
Probably.
Wow. Robert Redfield with the yearly membership to Sensational Spray Tans.
It was clear that the mRNA.
Good Lord, go a shade darker. You're like half Nigerian.
When did you find out about the biodistribution of the lipid nanoparticle?
What's with this guy? You saw that he was like as pasty as a. Like,
when should they known about the fact that they were distributing all over the body?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I was.
I'll take the double dark.
Is when I probably came.
Am I allowed to go twice in a day?
Only because the Japanese regulators released that. But again, this is part of the Pfizer studies.
Tropical.
So they knew that the lipid nanoparticle, which is designed to permeate difficult to permeate barriers, correct? Okay. That's the design of the lipid nanoparticle. So they knew it was going to biodistribute all over the body, concentrating in the ovaries, the adrenal glands. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, correct?
Correct.
What's with the skin
let's
shade?
Just, again, you're a doctor. What happens?
I mean, he looks better, but he looks insane.
A lipid nanoparticle biodistributing, and let's say this mRNA.
Him and Greg Laurie bumping into each other.
Attaches to heart muscle. What is it? It injects itself into the cells, causes that heart muscle cell to produce a spike protein, correct? Which is toxic to the body. And then what does the body do?
It has a very strong pro-inflammatory response, which is problematic. Again, I think, Senator, what you're getting at, which I'm 100% agreeing with you, is I think there was not appropriate transparency from the beginning.
Oh, you think?
About the potential side effects of these vaccines.
Plus,
and I do think
first of all, you can STFU with the not enough transparency. You just tried to destroy anybody's life that wasn't cheerleading the vaccine. We all know that firsthand. There's still people in the comments that won't write vaccine. You're like so in the habit from 2020 through 2024 of writing like V1 CK. You couldn't even spell it on comments.
You get instantly flagged.
Yes.
I think one of the side effects is turning your skin orange.
that ain't orange. That's like reddish purple. Continue.
Was inappropriate decisions by some to try
it looks
to
like you had ChatGPT make Robert Redfield.
Report any side effects because they argued that would make the public less likely to get vaccinated. I do think one of the greatest mistakes that was made, of course, was mandating these vaccines.
Wow.
They've never been made.
But you did that.
And open to personal choice. They don't prevent infection. They do have side effects.
It's like Jake Tapper writing a book on Joe Biden's decline.
When you were the one that ran the cover for it.
Ran cover for 4 years while everybody's going, this dude is losing his mind. And now, Robert Redfield's like, on second thought, maybe this whole vaccine thing and forcing it on everybody was a bad idea.
Yeah, you did it.
You orchestrated that, dummy.
It's like Adolf Hitler in a press conference. We should have been more gracious to the Jewish people. Next, help bring joy to Houston. That's tomorrow, friends. That's in about 24 hours. We would love to have you there, especially to volunteer. But if you can't volunteer and you want to send a truckload of cash, we'll call it square. There's this QR code. Imagine Venues, 11903 East X Freeway, Houston, Texas. It'll be live on Real America's Voice. It'll be live on America's Faith and Family. And we'll have it on all our platforms. But I would love to see you there. Oh, son of a gun. That's a lot of toys. We have elves working around the clock. Look at those go-karts. whatever that is. Oh man, those are nice toys. It's gonna be.
That's better stuff than I ever had growing up.
Oh yeah.
We had like a tire with like a stick.
You know, for whatever reason, my dad isn't the most loose with the money, but at Christmas time he shifted gears. Like Christmas was a big deal to him. I'm talking about him like he's dead. He lives in Maine. He's no longer with us. He's in Maine. Next, Representative Kennedy. What compelled you to knowingly make our cities less safe? And then Kristi Noem's going to hit back at him. Roll it.
Officials' assessment that the United States has been operating in a heightened threat environment
for
several years now.
Yes.
Yes or no? Would you say New York City is susceptible to these kinds of security?
Is he openly gay, this guy? Can you look it up?
That's why they should spend.
So with New York City being
$440
the
million
number
they
one
had in
terrorist
reserves
target in the nation,
the federal government gave them
with
to
New
use
York
to
City
secure
being the
their
number
city,
one, I reclaim my
which they
time.
did
With
not
New York
spend.
City being the
They
number
did not
one
spend the hundreds
security
of
threat in
millions
this
of dollars
nation,
they had
it's
to secure
unconscionable
their city
that you
and
would
to
cut
release criminals on the street each and every day.
$134 million in urban area security initiative funding for the city of New York. What compelled you to knowingly make our cities less safe with these funding cuts?
What compels you, your mayor, and your governor to release thousands of criminals on the streets rather than to turn them over to
You're
ICE?
right, Charles. He does look like Don Rickles' son. Is he Don Rickles' son?
$34 million
And honor our detainers. You should honor our detainers.
Support the
against violent
security
criminals
of
to get
New
them
York
out of New
City.
York.
Because I think Don Rickles' son is gay. I could be completely wrong. I don't know why that's just. I don't think he's Don Rickles' son because he has a different last name. Is this guy gay? I mean, he's gay, but is he gay? All right, checking. I mean, they always like oversell these clips on X. Watch Kristi Noem destroy. It's like you did all right. Next, full screen. Breaking. Tashelle Dickerson, a Black Lives Matter Oklahoma City leader, was just indicted for wire fraud and money laundering. The whole thing was a scam. Black Lives Matter OKC reportedly raised more than $5.6 million in bail funds to free George Floyd rioters. However, when the bail funds were returned, Dickerson allegedly pocketed $3.15 million in returned bail checks into her personal account. She allegedly used this money to pay for luxury vacations, retail shipping. Absolutely, I believe this one. $50,000 in food. Is that monthly? I would hate to see how many Wendy's wrappers are in her backseat. A vehicle and 6 retail properties in Oklahoma City. You just can't make this up.
BLM actually stands for Black Lesbian Mansions.
Yeah, it's true. All the money went to them.
With the gun?
Yeah.
Is this a Glock?
That gun next to her thigh looks like a squirt gun.
Yeah.
It's probably like a Desert Eagle 50 caliber. Hey, whatever. I want to mess with you. You should play left tackle for the Rams. Next.
She could do security for Jelly Roll.
Yeah, that's right. Wild exchange with a reporter. These are not fishing boats. Roll it.
If you can seize an oil tanker without killing anyone, shouldn't that have been the way that these fishing boats were also stopped?
Fishing boats? What is a fishing boat?
Well,
the drug runners?
The drug runners.
Those aren't fishing boats.
Yeah, but
those aren't fishing boats.
If you can they're
turbocharged. Okay. Well, let's talk about Article 2 authority. The president, as the commander-in-chief, has identified and designated terrorist organizations who are cartels who run drugs that kill 100,000 Americans a year. So there's no legal question that he has the legal ability to blow those boats out of the water, and they will continue. This, however, these were economic sanctions by the president as delegated by Congress. Those were enforced by civil authorities with the aid of the U.S. Navy. So we're talking about two very different things. But if you're asking me if I have sympathy for narco-terrorists killing Americans whose boats they're carrying the drugs that kill Americans, I don't. I have sympathy for my neighbors in Missouri who've been poisoned.
I like this guy. This is Schmidt, right?
We finally have a president who cares about them more than the Democrats.
I'd put him in my top 5 of people I like. Scott Bessent, him, and I'd think of 3 other people.
That's how I feel about it.
Great. Yeah, great job.
It's so interesting to me that all of a sudden the Democrats have discovered like a deep-seated empathy for Venezuelan drug runners.
Yeah. And drugs in general, like killing people. They don't care about Americans. Unreal. I wish somebody would like literally eviscerate, but I don't think you can do it politically because if you seem too mean, they won't vote for you. Next. with the mRNA vaccines. There was myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscle. That was a very small price to pay. Glad you feel so. You know how there's a ton of soccer players clutching their chest as we speak, having to be, they had to increase the number of substitutes from 3 to 5 because so many people were dropping. Roll it. Who are you to make this decision, you big-eared nerd?
I mean, with the mRNA vaccines, there was myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscle, primarily in boys 16 to 29 years of age, primarily after the second dose, primarily within 4 days, but generally it was transient and self-resolving, so it really wasn't that bad. That was a very small price to pay, I think, for that vaccine. But you had J&J's vaccine, which we reviewed in February of 2021, the adenovirus vectored vaccine, and that was again about a 30,000 person study.
But
so you saw
John Francis Saxbury on Facebook in Missouri, who I've met, said Schmidt is my cousin, which John's from Missouri, so I believe him. What happened? Because I've met you. How was there such a gulf in intellect? Keep going.
1,000 people got that vaccine. Then millions of people got it. And it was found to be a cause of clotting, including severe clotting, including clotting in the brain that ultimately drove that vaccine off the market by March of 2023. And
clotting in the brain.
And they say, how did you not know that? How did you recommend something like that, which now has caused deaths in some people? How could you not know that? And people then lose trust, which is in part sort of why I wrote this book, because I just think people have to have realistic expectations of the fact that you're going to learn as you go.
No, that's why there's long-term trials. I wish we weren't so limited in our vocabulary as Christians, because I got about 7 things I'd like to call them, all of which would end my ministry, even with you people.
It's a small price to pay, you know.
We learn as we go. Yes, that's called long-term studies before you ship the vaccine out. You don't make the people, you don't force people to be a long-term study. Somebody should, well, I can't say that either because then it's a call to violence.
It's just a little cardiac arrest between friends. I mean, come on.
Listen, this isn't a call to violence. I hope you get hit by a bus and your grandkids. Next. I'm not calling for anyone to hit them with a bus, but if it happened and it was on film, I'd watch it on a loop. U.S. Congressman Tim Kennedy's wife is Katie Kennedy, practicing physical therapist. They have to get 3 children. All right. Is Tim Kennedy related to the Kennedy family? Next. Planned Parenthood honors King Herod with Lifetime Achievement Award.
Dead.
Next. J.D. Vance and Nikki Minaj. We'll play a little bit. I think it's music, so we can only play a little. Go 5 seconds. Because they're like chatting it up on X. 5 more seconds. Good job, Vance. Next. President Trump has stunned the experts with his tariffs. Roll it.
And it was just announced 2 weeks ago, the deficit's cut down by, nobody ever heard of a number like that. If the deficit goes down by 2%, it's like a great thing. The tariffs have reduced the deficit by 64%. Nobody has ever seen. And frankly, we haven't even started yet. It's given us strength. We've solved 8 wars. Think of it, 8 wars have been solved. Although Thailand and Cambodia, I think I'm going to have to make a couple of phone calls.
Yeah, exactly, Doreen. Tell the vaccine stuff that guy sent to the people who lost kids and husbands and fathers, etc. It's true. I mean, you know, which some people died. It's a big deal for some people to die because of a product you made. Next. Gang member serving a maximum sentence in prison just gave his life to Christ and was baptized. Roll it. Seems like they're loosening up the rules in a lot of prisons on like what you can do.
Yeah, on church involvement.
Can't be easy to carry a baptismal tank into cell block D. Next. Is not related. Next. The first In-N-Out Burger opened in Tennessee. The wait is 300 cars long. Gavin Newsom's leadership made them leave California and go to Tennessee. Roll it. Pause. That's insane. Alexa said some hospitals are still requiring it. I'm telling you, you need to print that CNN. I'd walk around with that CNN article, laminate it, and jam it in everybody's face. That is so wrong. Continue. And that's a long wait. In-N-Out's Christian owned. I follow, did you know that? The lady that runs it, I follow her on Instagram. She's like our kind of Christian.
Yeah, don't they print like Bible verses on their cups?
Yeah, but she's like, she would go to like your church, like that kind of church. She's like a real Christian. Did you know when she would, and she's the one that moved it out of California where their family had been since the 40s or whatever to Tennessee, so she's real. And then second, in California, she banned the employees from wearing masks during COVID. Not said they were allowed not to wear masks. You were not allowed to wear, you're still not allowed to wear a mask if you work at In-N-Out. I really like that lady. Next. What's this? I have no memory of sending this in. Imagine being a guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Yeah, Gavin Newsom. Is there like a, oh, this is Nicki Minaj. That's why. Nicki Minaj is like just fully crossed over.
Right.
Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids, because we played that yesterday. Gavin Newsom said, I want to see trans kids. Not the greatest sentence to have come out of your mouth. Not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gavin, not Gav, not the Gav nots, Gav out, send in the next guy, I'm bored. Good job, Nikki.
Savage.
Next. Who we let into our country matters. A 15-year-old girl was raped by, this was the whole show yesterday practically. Well, this illustrates it. A 15-year-old girl was raped by 2 Afghan asylum seekers in Warwickshire, England. Again, part of the problem here is people not having fathers. Because if you had a father, there wouldn't be a trial. The lawyer blamed the attack on cultural differences. I mean, I would napalm the apartment complex they lived in.
Correct.
And said his client was not used to a society where women are free and deemed equal to men. See, and then that's what we were talking about. It's not about racism. It's that some cultures can't fit in Western society. Because you can rape people in Afghanistan. You can rape women and goats, and it's NBD.
Yeah, and like not all cultures are created equal. And so, the idea that a country should have like a cultural matrix for how it decides who it wants in its country is like a lesson that, for whatever reason, Western Europe just refuses to learn. But if you look at even all the charts of like violent attacks, rape, all of those types of things from basically their insane immigration policy forward over the last 10 or 12 years, it's like skyrocketing by multiple exponential increases. And it's always these headlines that sound like a bad SNL sketch.
Yes.
Like, oh, they come from a country where, raping children is okay. And so they didn't know any better.
Right.
And that's the defense. And it's like, are you insane? Yeah, so don't let these people in your country.
Exactly, and it's one thing if they're leaving saying like, hey, we've realized this is wrong and we want to go to a place where it's punished. But when it's like, you need to become like us or you need to leave us alone so we can continue to do this. Afghanistan, they did a poll. I think it was 72% of respondents felt the appropriate response for adultery was that the person that committed adultery be killed. 72%.
Crazy.
Of adult respondents. You can't bring that in here. Roll
Crazy.
And I'm sorry, but if you as a country allow young men who come from countries in which women aren't even classed as second-class citizens, and you put them up in 4-star hotels, allow them to work illegally, their attitude towards women is completely different to ours. So the social effects of this are appalling as well.
Okay, so here's what's going on. A 15-year-old girl in Warwickshire, England, was raped by 2 asylum-seeking Afghan men. Their lawyer then blamed the attack on cultural differences. He said his client was not used to a society where women are free and deemed equal to men. And that defense right there is exactly why those
Pause.
women likely should.
What does that have to do with anything? I don't believe women are equal with men, and I don't feel that you should be able to rape them. I feel women are far inferior to men. That doesn't justify rape or assault.
It's insane. And there was a time in like world history where an act like this, perpetrated by people from outside your country, would result in war.
Right.
Like the king would like gather people on horses and like go invade a country or wipe out a town or a village for a crime like this. And in England, it's just like, oh yeah, it's another day in Warshire, wherever they're at. It's absolutely bizarre.
No, and if you say anything, if you post something against
they'll arrest you.
You get arrested for posting about it.
And that's what I think, like in some of these countries, like people, and I don't know if it's just the cultural differences between like Western Europe and America or Canada and America, but I feel like if that was something that happened in my community, I would light every public building on fire until somebody paid attention to what we were saying. There would be a consequence. It wouldn't be, and it wouldn't be a press conference. It would be like, some sort of public stands, martial law. I don't know, but like, how do you? Hey, let's have a press conference about what the asylum seekers did in Pittsburgh today. No.
No, and that guy's is like a minority government leader. I don't mean for minorities. I'm saying he's like a conservative, which is minority, just voicing it. It's not like it's the Warwickshire response that we can't let this happen. They don't care. And literally, the rapist gets set free, and if you post about it, you go to jail.
Right.
Now, this is why I'm for trans women being in sports, because like on cue, here come the commenters. Jonathan, how are women inferior to men? Have you ever looked at Olympic record times in men's sports and Olympic record time in women's sports? There's one way. Have you ever driven on a public road? There's another way. Have you ever observed people parking a car? There's another way. How about emotional stability? There's 4. Would you like me to keep going? That's why I didn't mind these trans women being in sports and just knocking you guys out in like 15 seconds. Because the second you get them out of the ring, then you have to go straight back to 1993. Anything a man can do, a woman can do better. Okay, get a trans man in there and let him hit you with his cement hands. That's how I feel. Let's go. See, here's Barb. Barb, I think women are superior. In what way? How have you not beat one physical record of a man in any sport? How come no women can play men's sports? How come there's no problem with trans women coming into men's sports? Because they can't do it. But how come if we come to your sport, the guy's swimming laps around the pool and you're still on lap number 1? Answer me, Barb. You're just regurgitating feminist crap from 1991. You're better at baking cookies, I'll give you that. But even that, we got Gordon Ramsay. You got the barefoot Contessa. She's a great chef. There's some things you can clean. You look nicer in those aprons. We let you guys vote, and you got to keep pushing. It's never enough. We let you drive. We let you speak in public, and you're never satisfied. Next. Resurfaced video of Joe Biden in 1989 calling for the U.S. government to do exactly what Donald Trump's doing right now. Roll it.
For the first time, we are fighting and losing a war on our own soil. Let's go after the drug lords where they live with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it.
Barb said men were made from dirt and women weren't. That's right, but you were made from us. And the only reason God made you at all is he felt bad that we needed a buddy. Somebody to keep us warm at night. Other than that, bake some cookies and zip your lip. If we were in Saudi Arabia, you'd be in prison right now for typing that. That's why I'm thinking of moving to Jeddah. Next. Kamala, how dare we speak Merry Christmas? Thank God Trump won. Roll it.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
That's why women are inferior, Barb. That's a woman.
Let me begin by wishing each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas.
That's right. That's a man, Barb.
It does feel like Merry Christmas is back. Like in stores.
Oh, big time.
You know, at the mall, going to places, like people are comfortable saying Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Andy Stanley's reading out of the Bible again.
Jeez.
Next.
Who would have thought?
Andy Stanley went back to believing in the virgin birth under the Trump administration. No, God bless Andy Stanley and his trans staff. What's this? It just says extensions. Oh, did you like beef? Oh, I see. And a superintendent get decimated for going, child pornography in school. Roll it.
First, Santa's husband. This book tells the story of
a
Santa,
book by Andy
his
Stanley.
husband, and their life at the North Pole. I want to assure everyone.
No, if you're
this
watching, Andy, we really don't like you. Don't worry about it.
True story of Mr. and Mr. Claus. Is this approved?
Mr. and
Is this what
Mr.
you're
Claus?
telling the children to read? Is this okay in your guidance?
I'm not aware that book is.
You're the superintendent. You're not aware of what's going on in your school system?
Now, I will tell you, as hard as this guy's being against homosexuals, he could use at least one gay friend because that pocket scarf in no way matches that tie. So diversify a little. Keep going.
It's trash. That's what good that is. Here's a great one here. These are my eyes. This is my nose. This is my vulva. These are my toes.
Catchy.
I thought he said, this is my Volvo.
I wish he said that.
Some boys have a penis, but not all boys do.
That's
To
true. I
always
met those
use your
guys.
manner, may I ask what I
A bunch of them
can
shut their churches down during COVID.
Pure trash you're putting to these children.
Andy Stanley, they wrote a kid's book
Again,
about
here
you.
we go. It is rude to be nude for 4-year-olds.
Isn't
by your
it rude to be nude?
I hope y'all can see what these children, 4-year-olds, are looking at. Nude photos.
Terrible illustrations.
Freaking trash. Do you think it's appropriate for 4-year-olds to be exposed to naked men and women and soft porn?
No, it's not appropriate that students are exposed to porn, but I don't have any knowledge.
Then why are these recommended in your school district? It's
I
on
have no
your
knowledge.
page.
I have no knowledge that those books are recommended.
Yeah. It's funny how academia is its own world. And then when you get when you shine a light on it, they start backpedaling quick.
Yeah, and they always try to redefine it's not porn, it's naked pictures of children and trans ideology and all of the things that are really normative to teach kindergartners and first graders. To hell with colors and shapes and basic arithmetic. Some boys have penises and others have vulvos. So
yes, it's an intriguing book. Linda Odell said these jokes are offensive, and I don't like them. Can you please put up the disclaimer that we put up at the beginning of every show? Since Linda can't read, we even have the guy read it to you. I'll tell you
The following program contains political discourse, opinions, and footage that many viewers may find offensive. It should not be viewed by anyone ever.
I told you not to watch, and you watched anyway. I apologize for nothing.
It's like reverse psychology.
Hey, but you did find something that a woman's better at, getting offended for no reason, for a thing you chose to watch. You can shut it off at any time, Linda, and go back to petting your cat. Roll it. Next one. Oh, if you would love for me to be your pastor, we have 4 churches. Revival Today Church, Arizona, Saturday at 10 a.m. Revival Today Church, Los Angeles, Saturday at 6 p.m. You get a special guest tomorrow in Arizona. It's going to be great. Fort Worth, I will be there Sunday at 9. Pittsburgh, you have a Dallas, 8 and 10 a.m. Blessings. Would love to see you. Next. They're openly advocating white genocide. Roll it.
And white Americans will soon be a minority, and that's great.
Whites will not be the majority. I mean, that's
Plus,
an exciting transformation of the country.
Pro-white, anti-white, doesn't matter. Why is that okay to say about any race? There's no other race you could insert into that sentence and not lose your job.
Correct.
One day there'll be less Koreans here, and that's great. One day there'll be less black people, and that's great.
He said an exciting transformation.
Yeah. Why? Continue.
It's an exciting evolution and progress of our country.
We are going to be a white minority very, very soon. I'm okay with that.
If things are so
Who wrote
bad,
that last long comment?
Class, don't you want to get new Americans in?
America is going to look very different in 100 years. You're not going to be able to tell.
I'll
You're
believe
black,
with you,
you're
Angelina.
white, you're Hispanic, you're Puerto Rican, whatever. It's going to be very complex, and I think ultimately that's going to be good.
white Americans feel that they're losing their country, they're losing ownership of the country. And they're right. In the end, they are not the future.
For the first time in American history, the number of white people went down.
What a great joke.
White population is declining for the first time in history in America.
White people will not be the majority in the country anymore.
This will be the first generation ever in American history in which whites will be a minority.
Treason to whiteness is loyalty to humanity.
To abolish whiteness is to abolish white people.
White people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right? We got to take these motherfuckers out.
Was it or was it not the duty of every good revolutionary
Somebody's
to
hungry.
kill all newborn white babies?
We have to kill white people.
When do we start killing white people?
I don't want to say we need to go start killing all
Good
white
couple.
folks, but it's like, but
I like the tie-dye.
when we say we want to kill whites,
Where'd you guys meet at an old country buffet?
We have to exterminate white people off of the face
And
of
I'm
the
shocked-
planet
I'm shocked he
to
doesn't like white
solve
people.
this problem.
Stacey Abrams before she transitioned.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
I don't know why that's okay to say.
Suicidal empathy.
Next. Why can't the U.S. military leave these poor fishermen alone? Roll it.
Look at all those fish.
Yeah, they're the worst fishermen ever.
We went fishing. All we caught was fentanyl. It's crazy.
I like that they respect the barefoot boat policy. Next. Hold it. Kristi Noem. Absolutely obliterated I doubt it. Roll it.
I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who break our laws. We are a nation of
Bonds?
laws. If we are not a nation of laws, we're
That guy on the bottom right of the screen, I'm guessing he's a firstborn. Keep going.
no nation at all. And that is what we are doing every day, is following us.
There's
If you
one
guys don't
long
like
head.
the law, go change it. That's your job. You don't complain. I was raised by a dad who said we don't complain about
There's
things.
a guy
We
with a
fix
hat
them.
size that's
Well, go
3
fix
and a
them.
half.
If you don't like the law, quit bellyaching, quit hitting and attacking our ICE officers, quit going out and protesting and screaming vile things at them, quit calling them names. We wouldn't let our children do that. Go do something that actually matters by having an honest
Pause.
debate and changing.
Angelina, I saw you're believing for healing for something and said, can you please reach out to me when I'm not on Facebook and you're on Facebook. If you'll reach out to me, I'm on X and Instagram. If you'll do X, if you say I don't have an account, you can make one. If you'll message me and I see it, I'll get back to you.
I hate when on social media they do these things like absolutely obliterate. I could fall asleep to this, congressional hearing or whatever they're in. It's fine. It's like, yeah, I like Kristi Noem, but it's always the sensational. Just absolutely eviscerates, and it's like you shouldn't let your kids talk to ICE agents this way because it's disrespectful.
It's like a polite response. Can you grab the reel that Camila did for Dallas' women's event tonight? We'll pop it in at one point. Next. I don't really call this obliterating. Eric Schmidt, they're on cue. We already played it. Next. He didn't obliterate, he just gave a good answer.
Right.
French politician. I find Donald Trump's statements humiliating when he says that Paris is a disastrous city. I agree with him, but I find it humiliating. Roll it.
Sur Donald Trump, je vous avoue que moi, quand je lis ce genre de déclaration d'un étranger, je trouve ça humiliant. Je trouve ça humiliant de lire que Donald Trump dit que Paris est devenue une ville désastreuse, et pourtant je partage, mais humiliant de l'entendre de l'extérieur. S'autocritiquer, on comprend. Quand quelqu'un nous critique, c'est beaucoup plus dur à entendre. Donc, voir que d'un œil extérieur, la France ressemble à ce qu'elle est pour nous, je trouve que c'est un crève-cœur. Est-ce qu'il a tort sur le constat? C'est pas nous qui allons le contredire. C'est le constat qu'on a porté ici.
Angelina, tell me where you're at. If you're in Pittsburgh, go this Sunday for prayer. If you're in Fort Worth, I'll be there for prayer. But get in touch with me on X. What to do? You said you don't know what to do. I would get prayer again and believe God. Don't get shaken up. And I'll pray for you at the end of the program. Continue.
Il faut attendre son salut de personne et sûrement pas de l'étranger. Notre salut viendra de nous-mêmes, de la politique qu'on mettra en œuvre. Il viendra de notre peuple et de personnes
there's really
qui,
no
les
point in
États-Unis
any of us
Donald
watching
Trump
this.
peuvent être pour nous.
Next. Democrats are furious after Americans are being spotted praising President Trump's plummeting gas prices. Roll it.
Another $1.93 at the Exxon off of Garden of the Gods Road. Gas prices in Colorado are extremely low. Colorado ranking 4th lowest nationally, according to AAA.
I came here out of my way to get gas because it's a lot cheaper here.
In El Paso County, the average gas price per gallon is $2.34, $2.41 a gallon in Pueblo County.
I mean, this is insane, right?
$1.93.
$1.93.
Gas is $1.93, which is awesome. I can't believe it.
That's like somebody that would make announcements at an art show.
2021. I don't know.
But why
manages an
are
Arby's.
gas prices so low?
Miners are making fuel. Less and less people are driving, drives price down.
In other words, there is more supply but less demand.
Stations in Colorado.
Is that how it works? Is that how the economy works?
Unfortunately, it doesn't need
That's
explain.
great for consumers. That's great for Christmas budgets.
Especially with the holidays coming up, like every bit helps. So
For people who buy gas, they tell me that they hope prices continue to stay this low or even better, go down in price.
How much does it usually cost to put, gas into your truck?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a 37-gallon gas tank, so it's a lot. It can be $100 or more if I fill it up. Today, 1 second.
He's gonna go check.
It was only $44.
It was only 44.
44, but I put in like 18 gallons.
I want Trump to drone strike this entire interview.
In Colorado Springs, live wood.
Pray could be talked into it. Next. Vehicles. Oh, here's where Russell pastures. Literally, Snohomish, Washington, that's flooded. The National Guard's moving families out. He told me on the way in. Take a look. Roll it. ABC News. Pause. Angelina, I can't get to you because I don't have money to travel. I will look on X. Also, thank you for the prayer. No, you don't have to say sorry for interrupting. Angelina, what's that her name? It's Angelina or Angela? Angelina, type in, go to my YouTube channel, Jonathan Shuttlesworth, and type healing, and watch anything I did on healing. It'll strengthen your faith and help you, so that you're not just in your house by yourself having bad thoughts about what could happen that's wrong. And I'm going to pray for you at the end of the program. And I'll find I can help get you to Pittsburgh, but I'm not going to be there this weekend. God will help you. I promise you that. Roll it. Dang, gas is $3.97 in California, which is high for everywhere else, but very low. That's like down from $5.50. Look at the road.
Yeah, it's washed out.
People are still driving. Not a good idea. Next. Somali refugee exposes that there's much deeper fraud. Roll it.
There are much deeper issues. I've moved into the U.S. And in Maine about 11 years ago. And basically the first question that members of my community asked me which tribe, I belong to. And when I mentioned, so I fell into that category. So there's a deeper tribal rivalry going on in the community, much larger than anybody can actually imagine. And then interestingly enough, even though I spoke very good English, one of the things that I was told to do is go find a discounted housing section 8, which I didn't know what actually it was, and sign up for all the other community benefits within the government or the state. And my response was, I'm actually here to work and build, basic and become part of the American fabric, which is pretty much what I've been working on for a while.
I'm incredibly fascinated by what you're having to say, so much so that I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to clarify. So when you felt that pressure and you were told to go join, public welfare programs once you moved here, where was that pressure coming from? Are you saying it's like cultural, like neighborhood, like neighbors telling you this is what you should do? How were you pushed in that direction?
Well, it was coming from the community that actually thought that was just a way of life, right? I instead of being asked about what kind of school I want to go to, what subjects I would love to study, and those interesting conversations weren't there at all. And my response was, can we do better things? Can we as a community actually integrate? And let's listen to that word, interestingly, because that had got me a huge backlash. This is many, many years ago that many people thought, no, let's not talk about integration. And I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for a pushback against this idea of sort of melting into America, becoming part of America. And let's just be very clear that I haven't arrived here as a young man. I mean, I came here at age 29, so I was well informed about my culture and my community growing up in the civil war in Somalia.
Incredibly, you're telling me you not only were discouraged from integrating into America, but you were also encouraged to stick to your tribal allegiances from back in Somalia, and those tribal allegiances and divisions remain here in America. That stat I showed, I'm curious, Abdi, about the percentage of the Somali population on some form of welfare, 80%, and stays that way over a 10 years.
I think we got it. Next. This is the style guy that I follow on X. He was a liberal gay guy, but he's very funny. The reason you know this is fake is because Pete Hesketh is not wearing fun socks.
He does like his fun socks.
Yeah, like the American flag socks and all that. Next. You are going to be the richest 25-year-old, inshallah. Now, this is a very interesting development to me. Do you know who this lady is? Bari Weiss?
Yes. Yeah,
she's a hardcore conservative.
Took over CBS, I think.
She's from Pittsburgh, and she's the head of CBS News now.
Yeah.
She's like check the news type viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got mainstream news is going to be. I was wondering how long it was going to take to kick in, and then here it is. CBS News obtained dozens of documents that revealed how Minnesota fraudsters spent hundreds of millions in taxpayer dollars on luxury cars, villas, and overseas wire transfers, including to China. How long is the article? 7. It's not reading it, but you can read it if you'd like. That's cbsnews.com, and we're glad Bari Weiss is on there.
Well, and they found out, too, that a lot of the welfare fraud was getting sent back to Somalia to fund the al-Qaeda affiliate in Somalia. So literally, it's taxpayer dollars that are being redistributed to Islamic terrorist organizations in Africa. So, the next time that you just feel like the government is, really making sure your money is counting for things that matter, just remember the story of Somalian fraud from Minnesota. But the MyPillow guy is running for governor, and, maybe there's some hope.
Jin Lee said, isn't Bari Weiss a liberal? I don't think so. Maybe compared to Alex Jones, but way more conservative than whoever was running CBS News before.
Yeah, it was shocking that she was named as the head of CBS. Shocking.
I think they're tired of paying lawsuits out.
Yep.
And I think as long as Trump's in, they wanted to shield themselves.
Right.
Next. But it's a huge move. A very merry rain ladies night. If you're a lady, you want to spend it at here, you won't be sorry you did. If you're a man, I want to get your brat out of the house so you can have some peace and quiet. You can send the 107 Patton Drive, Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, Revival Today Church. Tonight in Pittsburgh with my wife. Do you have a Camila's?
Hi, RTC ladies. It's me, Camila, and I want to personally invite you to join us here at Rain Ladies Night on Friday. We're going to have some of your favorite
Turn up a little.
like charcuterie boards, desserts, mocktail bars, and don't forget Pittsburgh's best vendors. Some of the vendors that are going to be here for Rain Ladies Night are 30 Strand Salon. Toss. There is also going to be Fueled Cafe and And also, we cannot forget scrubbed aesthetics. That's where my mom gets her Botox. Plus many more vendors that I didn't mention in this video, so be prepared. And we cannot forget about the Rain Ladies merch store. And this is just one thing that you could see during the Rain Ladies event. Oh, wait, there's something in here too. New Christmas hat? Heck yeah. So if you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, now is a perfect time for you to go and drop some dough. There, dropped it. And last but not least, we have some awesome giveaways that you will be seeing during this Rain Ladies event. This is just one of the many things that you can possibly win during the Rain Ladies night. So I bet you need to come. We even got some great
perfume
Christmas
sample.
praise and worship music brought to you by Brother Essay. There he is. That's him, guys. You should come. He's a really good singer. And for the best part of all is that my mom, Pastor Adol Shuttlesworth, will be speaking here at the Rain Ladies Night. By the way, she has a special message just for you, so you better not miss it and come down and sit with us here during the Rain Ladies event. Doors open at 6:30 and service starts at 7. From me and all the ladies at RTC, plus Pastor Adolis, we wish you a very Merry Christmas. And we hope to see you at the Rain Ladies event. We'll see you soon.
I miss you, Camila. See you in a couple days. Next, have fun tonight, ladies in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to play this whole 8-minute thing, but this is Sean Ryan. Dan Crenshaw, who has gone missing. He used to be doing videos like every day. You don't see him anymore. I think he's on his way out. He threatened to sue Sean Ryan for something he said. This is Sean Ryan's response. Roll it.
I want to address something directly with all of you who've supported this show and made it what it is today. On December 9th, 2025, I received a legal demand letter from lawyers representing Congressman Dan Crenshaw. They are threatening to sue me for defamation because of comments I made on my podcast about a message that he sent me. They want me to remove content, issue a public apology, and stop talking about him. I'm not going to do any of that. Let me give you full context.
The Russell Johnson response.
So you can judge for yourself. What I originally said a while back, I commented on my show about Congressman Crenshaw throwing an extremely expensive party and the fact that he seems to have become quite wealthy during his time in Congress. I raised questions about how a congressman making $174,000 a year can afford that kind of a lifestyle. These are legitimate questions. And to be honest, I didn't even mention Dan Crenshaw's name in that initial conversation.
Oh, he just got...
I just brought up the fact that he was having Steve Aoki, a major DJ.
Did he take an Ambien before filming this?
I know. It's an 8.5-minute clip that could have easily been 90 seconds.
Cut Crenshaw some slack. He's only got one eye.
40th birthday.
He went from being like the darling of conservatives to like reviled at the same level as AOC.
I have like a love-hate relationship with Sean.
These are legitimate
because
multiple news outlets.
He'll like interview these people, you know, and they'll just say crazy things, you know, like, yeah, the earth is flat, the moon's made out of cheese, and we've got like Nephilim, Martian living, and he'll just sit there and go, whoa, you know, is that true? Wow, I've never heard that before. Yeah, because it's nuts, Sean.
No, he doesn't push back. Next. NFL. Now, this was interesting to me. Didn't you guys follow NFL on the other side of the thing? Diamond? A little bit? NFL offenses are realizing in real time that modern defenses are just too small. I'm not going to curse on here. Years of prioritizing speed over size is coming back to bite. So right now, mid-season, they're starting to do because the pendulum swung where everybody was trying to have the fastest defense, which makes you small. Now they're doing 6 offensive lineman formations and just driving the ball forward. Let me read the article. This will help those of you that gamble. Getting extra linemen on the field more than ever. This year we have observed the most total 6+ lineman plays over the first 14 weeks of any season since 2016. Offenses are gaining a personal advantage. After defenses countered passing attacks with smaller and faster defensive backs, the other side of the ball has responded with a philosophical shift. Continue. If you attend a football game in person, or even keep an attentive ear out when watching on TV, you'll know that when a referee declares number XX as an eligible receiver, it typically means the offense has deployed an additional 6th offensive lineman for the upcoming play. If you feel like you've been hearing that phrase with much more regularity as of late, it's because you have. Formations with 6 offensive linemen are one of the hottest commodities in the NFL right now. It ties in neatly with one of the broader schematic themes of 2025 season. Offenses have realized that modern NFL defenses have become far too small, prioritizing speed over size when evaluating players in recent draft cycles. Now they have the body mass advantage to punish this. We've seen an uptick in heavier personnel groupings with multiple tight end formations like a Church of God choir, prominent among some of the league's best offenses. To counteract this shift in philosophy, base defense personnel usage, 4 defensive backs, is on the rise for the first time since 2009 after 15 consecutive seasons of decline. Interesting. Major change going on in the NFL right now. It's like going back to the 80s where you ran the ball heavy. Continue. However, no trend is more noticeable than the resurgence of plays with additional offensive linemen. They now account for around 7% of all snaps you see each weekend. For context, there have been more plays with additional offensive linemen those are the big guys. If you're watching it, you don't know football. Over the past 9 weeks of the season than in each of the last 4 entire regular seasons. This year, we've also observed, keep going. So it's going up every week. Data like this can easily be impacted by 1 or 2 teams greatly skewing the figures for the entire league, but that's not the case here. What was once a niche area of the game is becoming a staple for many offenses across the sport. In Week 12, the Texans used an additional lineman on over 1/3 of their offensive snaps to help secure a primetime victory over Buffalo. The Dolphins replicated that feat 1 week later in their win over the Saints before the Lions did the same to overcome the Cowboys. That's not to mention the Steelers, Cardinals, Jaguars, and Packers, all of whom have employed additional offensive linemen on over a 10th. I wonder if the Steelers did that last week. Didn't they win big? I wonder if they just got this shift. What's perhaps more interesting is which teams aren't using additional offensive linemen whatsoever. Arguably the 2 most innovative offensive minds of their generation, Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, 2 Irishmen, are the only 2 coaches yet to call a single play using 6 offensive linemen so far. One more slide. One more slide. Is that it? Next. Interesting. Earlier this week, when presented on his clear pattern and practice of debanking, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, who we started to like, said it was mostly made up, which it was not, and that those concerned about it need to grow up. Wonder if he's changing his tune now. Accountability is coming. Underneath it says the U.S. Comptroller of the Currency has found conclusive proof that 9 large financial institutions actively engaged in debanking. Roll it.
Did you send over the bank records of Devin Nunes or Trump supporters to the special counsel when he wanted that information?
People have to grow up here, okay?
No.
Stop making up things and stuff like that. So, and I can't talk about an individual account. We do not bank people, debank people's religious or political affiliations.
Yes, you did.
We do debank them. They have religious and political affiliation. We debank people who are Democrats. We debank people who are Republicans. We've debanked different religious folks. Never was that for that reason. And that's number one. Number 2 is I don't like debanking people. We live under very strict rules and regulations and requirements, and to protect the country, and we have to report things to the government. We're required to report things to the government. I can't even tell you when we do it.
65 in New Jersey, Maryland says.
And so I want to change these rules. I actually applaud the Trump administration who's trying to say the debanking.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Change the rules. Well,
these guys are so slimy.
Now for 15 years, so change the rules. And and that's why a lot of this stuff takes place. It is really customer unfriendly, and we're debanking people because of suspected things or.
By these guys, I mean bankers, not Jews.
So,
every time it's a joke.
And the last thing, which is really important, we don't give information to the government just because they ask. We're subpoenaed. We're required by court to give it to the government. And I've been filing subpoenas with this administration, the last administration, the administration before that, and the one before that. And I don't agree with a lot of it. The government does a lot of things that get angry at banks. So let's just take a deep breath and fix the problems as opposed to
easy for you to say.
someone who's put in that position. So,
but they never could get around to debanking Hunter Biden.
Exactly. That's a great point, brother Russell.
Thousands of suspicious transactions between him and China.
I would tell the government if we see something that.
All right, that's enough lying for one day. Next. Correct. Okay, so this caused a major uproar, even among liberals. So Elon Musk retweeted Gavin Newsom saying that he wants to see more trans kids. And Gavin Newsom's press office, which I think is run by him, wrote, "Correct, we're sorry your daughter hates you, Elon." People don't like that. When you read the comments, nobody thought it was funny. Even liberals were saying, like, I support you, Governor Newsom, but it's wrong for you to go after someone's kid. Because you're actually kind of going after a trans kid. Elon Musk has one kid that's transgender. Next, dumb move for him. Actress and activist Jenny McCarthy discusses Charlie Kirk's impact on her completely devoting her life to Jesus Christ in a new interview on Culture Apothecary. What a terrible title. Roll it.
There's now a chapter in med school books that say how to deal with Jenny McCarthy type parents.
How did you link that it was the vaccines to your son's autism?
I was in the grocery store on the cover of Time magazine while I was checking out. Mothers are concerned that the MMR is causing their child's autism. I felt like someone punched me in the stomach. By this point, Evan's milestones were all there, but Evan was suffering from other things I didn't know were warning signs. The autism that we are seeing, the kids that can't speak, that are headbanging, that are eating their feces, that are spreading feces on the wall all day long. No, that's not just better diagnosis. There is an absolute
I've done all those things
shift
without
in the
autism.
paradigm of our health.
What happens if you have the MTHFR gene and
Why are you just evil, Alex?
and you have not dealt with this?
Oh, girl. If you are deficient in certain minerals, you are gonna feel it. You are going to go through World War III in your own body. I wish I would have started preparing for perimenopause by 35.
True, Annie.
What sentiments do you hear from Hollywood about Maha?
There's more conservatives than you would know hiding out in Hollywood.
After Charlie was murdered, you posted yourself listening and singing worship music.
Look at how many people came closer to God, even including myself. When he passed, I completely surrendered. I am so devoted. I
That's
just want
awesome.
Charlie to know that he changed the world.
Where do you consider yourself to be politically now?
Conservative. You know why I feel more confident? Because the army has grown.
I could have gone without the B-roll of the kids smearing feces on the wall.
Same.
I've seen a lot in my day.
It's like visual Ozempic.
Yeah.
Next. I'll be honest with you. There's been a few times I refused to quit playing video games, messed my pants, smeared it on the wall. And I don't even have any developmental.
Last week was rough.
Yeah, last week. Dallas always glad when I'm gone. Saves a bunch of money.
You ever see that South Park clip where it's like, Mom, bathroom. They're playing World of Warcraft.
No, I would never watch that show.
Yeah, me either.
New Year's Eve service, December 31st, 9 p.m. You have one?
No, we're pagans.
No, just asking. I would have you promote it.
Yeah, we're usually hungover by 9 p.m. on the 31st.
Right. So. Russell Day Drinks, new revelation on the show. New Year's Eve service, 9 p.m. at the Doubletree by Hilton, Pittsburgh Cranberry, 910 Sheraton Drive, Morris, Pennsylvania. We're planning a small gathering. It's just in room 103.
I have an unrelated suggestion for your church. And I don't know why it just entered my brain now, but I feel like y'all need merch that features Christopher Robin.
The dog?
Yeah, because he's special needs, and He
is. He likes Russell a lot.
And like that dog.
It's like he real recognizes real.
Yeah, we do. Like we connect. I can see it. There's not actually much to see. He kind of just lays around most of the time. But it's like he could become the mascot.
Yeah. Chris, my dog, hated Russell. Then Russell fed him a sausage, and he was like going to get on the plane with Russell to go back to Seattle. He was done with our family. Next. Imagine being 7'3" at just 13. Roll it. He can handle. This is insane.
That's a giant child.
It's a giant man. He's 7'3".
It's like Barron Trump.
He's dunking in middle school. He barely has to jump.
Okay, but if this kid's an immigrant from somewhere, I guarantee you he's 24 and they faked his birth certificate.
He doesn't look immigrant-y. Oh, easy blocks.
What's the Pauly market on his middle school basketball career?
Yeah, can you bet on middle school games?
You're about to.
He just still looks so white when he plays. Like it's the most non-graceful play. But best of luck to you. Next. Massive Christian cross built in Macedonia after it was crowdfunded to declare Macedonia a Christian country. So Apostle Paul, it wasn't in vain after all. Roll it. Look at the size of this cross. I'd love to have that on a chain around my neck. Next. President Trump. This is a great announcement. Roll it.
Have a great Christmas, a great Hanukkah, and a fantastic year. But we're going to have a great 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. We're going to make it great. Our country is going to be strong, safe, rich. It's going to be great. We're going to make America great again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
I like that pulpit.
Me too. Next. Oh, there we go. Christmas at Pursuit, December 21st. Russell, just like me, which I didn't know, and Choose Life. No Christmas Eve service.
We're going to be, people don't know this yet, so I'm announcing it, but at our 6 p.m. service in Seattle, for no other reason except for crowd shock value, I'm bringing in bizarre animals
that don't even fit the nativity.
No,
scene.
yeah.
Not even in the right climate.
Like we're gonna have a crocodile
and a grizzly.
Yeah,
and a grizzly bear.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, folks, a grizzly bear and a crocodile. There's all the services for one of the greatest churches in the nation, let alone the Pacific Northwest. Snohomish, you can swim there. 8:15, 10:30, and 12:30. Kirkland, 9:30 and 11:15. Seattle, 10:30 and 6. Online, streaming at 9:30 a.m. with Pastor Russell to my left. Next. Interesting. Full screen. President Trump says he's considering eliminating taxes on gambling winnings. That would boom Vegas and all the apps and destroy families. This would 2 out of 3 is not bad. This would provide a massive boost to the Las Vegas economy by encouraging higher spending and drawing gamblers away. That's true. It would also bring a lot of foreign gamblers back. It would also make Trump extremely popular in Nevada. I think he already is extremely popular in Nevada. Next. You know what I looked up on ChatGPT one time that was interesting? You know, Native Americans do casinos generally in the United States. I thought, who taught them the casino business? Trump.
Really?
That's what ChatGPT said.
Interesting.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who we like, just predicted a 6% Trump economic growth next year. Take it away, Mr. Lutnick. I like him because he seems happy.
Both sides. I think you bring affordability, you focus on housing and bring the affordability of housing down. You focus on the farms and bring the price of groceries down. And you bring
Did you ever notice no liberals ever seem happy with the interview? Jen Psaki, Jen Pierre, whatever her name was, Biden, Cops, they're all like,
you've got taxes coming down, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
He's happy, private sector.
Social Security.
I sat next to him at dinner in the White House, and he's happy in real life too.
He seems like a cool guy.
It's not just an act. He's a real nice guy.
Happy anniversary, Mr. Lutnick. I saw on X you celebrated your 39th wedding anniversary this week, I think.
U.S. economy can grow 4%. It can grow 5%. And I think under President Trump, you're going to see it grow 6%. And people think,
and they just cut the interest rates, what, yesterday?
Yeah. And the guy brought this up yesterday. They're cutting interest rates and this happening without Trump's Fed chair in. Imagine if he gets his guy in that's
dovish. The cost of energy, bringing down the cost of interest rates.
Yeah, I could drop another 50 basis points.
About the United States of America under Donald Trump. And that's what we're playing for. We're playing for fixing both sides of the
Great job, Mr. Lutnick. Next. High confidence. Okay, this is Mike Cernovich, who does not accept like the narrative This was an interesting tweet. Comments were torn. I'll let you guys react in the comments. But most of you know Mike Cernovich. He was anti-vaccine. He was anti-lockdown. He has good reporting.
He just started following me on X.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I think he's going to church now. If he's not, he's close.
Won't surprise me.
High confidence. Tyler Robinson used a .30-06 to murder Charlie Kirk. He was the sole shooter. But there remain open questions regarding who, if anyone, had advanced knowledge of the deadliest terrorist attack on American soil in years. Tyler Robinson was the shooter. It's not hard for a determined white man in his 20s to kill me, you, or anyone else talking about this case. Where we've infantilized men, did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
To the point that it's shocking to those who have accepted the woke point of view of white men, namely that they are bumbling sitcom dads. In reality, men much younger than Tyler Robinson sailed the seven seas as pirates and stormed the beaches at Normandy during GWOT. I don't know what that is. You had 18-year-olds at Ranger battalions doing direct action missions. If you can't believe a white man is capable of assassination, then you're a leftist. Tyler Robinson was able to get on the roof because America is an open, trusting society. People come and go as they please. No one has looked at it suspiciously. This is especially true of Utah. Drones were not used by Charlie's because there was a turf war between campus police and Charlie's security. I've spoken at events and had similar conflicts arise. It becomes an ego fest. I believe UVU campus security officials should be investigated for negligence. Is there more? Yes. Bullet pathways and ballistics are unpredictable on a target. MLK Jr. was shot with a .30-06 and his face didn't blow off like in those YouTube videos of ham hocks. The text messages Robinson sent to his trans lover, tough sentence to read when you're my age, are Reddit coded. Totally not surprising or off. It's how they talk to each other. It's the language of bad poetry. The SD card was removed from a camera because media savvy staffers, it was their job to understand this stuff, who worked with Charlie, would think to grab the footage. The Charlie Kirk assassination is a state case and prosecutors are notoriously anxious about evidence being released. They aren't going to try the case in the court of podcasts and social media. There are court rules against this. Judges blow a gasket. I do think that it was a mistake for Cash and Bongino to refrain from using strategic leaks to debunk the nonsense around this case. They should have leaked a case filed to some friendlies in media. A case of this level will be tried on social media, like it or not. I would have managed the case much differently if put in charge of comms. I'd have been leaking like a sieve. More? But my read of the case, as well as my experience with the various people involved, leads me to conclude beyond a reasonable doubt that Tyler Robinson was the gunman. I consider it an open question regarding whether he acted alone. Based on no direct evidence, only my judgment and experience investigating the FBI, I would suspect this was a Garland, Texas situation. If you don't know about that case, look it up. Do you, offhand? I don't either. The FBI orchestrated the shooting, and one agent was busted texting the would-be mass shooter, tear up Texas. The FBI also had advanced contact of the Pulse nightclub shooter, and they did not arrest the shooter despite being informed that he had been making threats to commit a jihad. The lack of transparency regarding Garland, Texas and Pulse nightclub means the burden of proof is on the FBI, not the public. If institutions want trust, they must be trustworthy. Keeping the Garland, Texas files under seal is indefensible and indicates the FBI has much to hide. I'll update this post as more information arises or if my conclusions change. Thoughts?
I read this earlier today. You did? On the plane as well.
It was surprising, right?
Yeah, because, Cernovich, number one, isn't the guy who's just going to, republish whatever the compelling government narrative is. But I'll tell you what's happening politically behind the scenes here is that influencers like Cernovich and others are creating distance between themselves and the ever-growing craziness of Candace Owens. And, it's like funny, like everybody becomes like a ballistics expert, once they hear something on the news. Well, there's no way that a .30-06, ammunition wouldn't blow a person's face off or would stay in their body. Well, pretty famously, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated with .30-06. And that bullet also didn't leave his body. So, it's not like it's unheard of in human history, with the trajectory of the bullet and what it ricocheted off of and, all of those types of things. But Candace has gone so far down the rabbit hole. I mean, she was already nuts, and then this just pushed her, over the edge even more, that people like Cernovich and a lot of the other kind of conservative influencers in that space are basically putting out statements like this without mentioning her name to signal to their people, like, hey, we're not down with the crazy.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's like, I have believed this narrative from the beginning. The only open question in my mind is going, we know that there were trans Antifa groups talking about the assassination of Charlie prior to it happening. So that leads me to believe that it wasn't a random act. It was back-end coordinated in their chat groups or, however they were all communicating. But all of the conspiracies that unfortunately mostly it's these fringe voices on the right that are pushing. It's the Jews, it's Macron, it's underground tunnels, it's an exploding lapel mic, it's Jewish drone. I mean, they literally get crazier every time. And I don't even know if somebody like a Candace or others actually even believes this, or if she's just relying on her room temperature IQ audience to tune in every day to figure out what the next crazy thing is that she's going to say.
Good catch.
And it's like, that was my Covenant Eyes filter just clicked in. But it's like, it's even like, remember how she said in the beginning, she said, if Erica Kirk asked me to stop, then that's the only person. Well,
she asked her to stop.
Erica did. And then Candace comes out and goes, well, she told me to stop lying, but I'm not lying. I mean, it's just like weird, narcissistic, like scorned lover. Maybe you were in love with Charlie and upset that he didn't marry you.
Yes.
But I am glad actually for this to happen. It couldn't happen to a nicer person than it could to Candace, because her, platform, her thought process, her just absolutely cancerous viewpoints and crazy conspiracy theories deserve to be marginalized. And now finally people on the right are waking up and going, yeah, you're outside the mainstream. We're not interested in that.
Great take. I'm glad you're here. Next.
No one, and I mean absolutely no one, outside of my husband and Erica Kirk has the power to shut me up right now. That's it.
And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
I am on this journey to figure out what happened on that day. I'm not going to stop unless Erica Kirk asks me to stop, as I have said, or my father, or my husband asks me to stop.
And so my message to them is,
where's your husband? Is he kissing dudes somewhere? What is he doing? Somebody ought to take away your internet for life. She's acting like she's this Christian. I'm the only one who cares this much about Charlie. Oh, you mean not his grieving widow who is now raising children who have been orphaned by their martyred father? You care more about the truth than that chick? It's just, to me, it's like infuriating, because then it's also wrapped in this like pseudo morality and then this pseudo religiosity. It's like, I don't know, maybe you ought to like check out what the Bible says about like, standing in defense and support of widows.
Right.
As you are dragging, like, imagine the amount of pain. And she's leaking all these text messages. Don't you find it a little interesting that all the text messages that crazy Candace is leaking is like 2016, 2018? It's not like it was a week ago.
No.
And we were, and then the other day, she had leaked something, a text message that Charlie had sent her, and this was before he was dating Erica, about some other gal that he was going on a blind date with or something.
Picking out a shirt.
And she making it sound like he didn't even really want to be married to Erica. I mean, just like the utter, like vitriolic disrespect. I mean, that's gutter behavior. And it's like, I don't want these people in our movement. I'm embarrassed that there are people who would look at Candace and go, oh yeah, she's emblematic or representative of conservatives. Well, and then she came out, sorry, I'm getting on a rant here, but then she came out even, this was a few weeks before the elections that we just had in November. She said, I'm boycotting the elections. I'm not even voting until we get to the bottom of what happened with the Charlie thing. And then a few days ago, she came out and said, I don't care about the midterms. Are you retarded?
Right.
Clinically. You don't care about the midterms? We lose the midterms. What is the first thing that the House Democrats are going to do? Impeach Trump. We've got a 3-year window to like right size the ship. Else, wave goodbye to the greatest, experiment in democratic governance ever on the face of the earth. Can you imagine Charlie saying, I don't care about the midterms?
No.
It's insane behavior meant at generating clicks. And, this is kind of the low-level grifting, behavior that she's been involved with most of her life.
Great take. Continue.
Just stop. To stop.
Okay, super fun show today. You're probably seeing the clips, but Erica has gone off on conspiracy theorists. Obviously, every journalist out there is emailing me because it's about me. It's indirect, but it's also about me.
Yeah, no duh.
I don't think it was indirect.
She is going to name check me on stage with Barry Weiss on Saturday. How do we know? Because our mommy sleuths be everywhere, and they recorded the town hall today. And as soon as the town hall concluded, we got a flutter of emails, and what she says about the Egyptian planes, I'm sorry, not gonna lie, it's a little suspicious. It's weird. It's a weird response.
You are an insane person. Double the Lexapro. Whatever you were taking in the last season is no longer working in the current season. It's not just bad takes. It's clinical, it's pathological, it's dark, it's demonic. This is insane narcissistic behavior. This makes like Gavin Newsom's Twitter look moderate.
Yes, that's true.
It's just absolutely insane behavior. And with friends like this, who needs enemies? I mean, this should be, from a political sense, I'm not talking a spiritual sense, but from a political sense, this should be an unforgivable act. Like you should be blacklisted from the movement. It's toxic. It's cancerous. This type of stuff, the left, the political left in our country today finds itself in the trouble it is in because it failed to police its fringes. So now the fringes have taken over. So, we're doing 4-year-old pornography to kids who are in kindergarten, things of that, and they just call that normal. If the right doesn't police its fringes...
Owens and Fuentes.
Right. We find ourselves in this type of same boat. And so this is not like, radical, theoretical, political conjecture. You just have to look at the modern left. The reason why they have essentially become a bi-coastal party, they only have play on the far west coast and the far east coast, and their electoral future is, in not looking so bright. They failed to police the fringes. Why are people like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, all these people who were formerly left now like either moderate or conservative?
Right, because the fringe pushed them.
They took over.
Joe Rogan.
And if the right doesn't police its fringes by saying...
People are going to vacate.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a great point. Next.
Let's keep going.
She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth.
So you notice that's like a Snopes tactic. When he says the quote, it's actually not a full quotation. I never said that. I want to know why the decision was made to murder Charlie Kirk, a decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends.
Okay, here's the other thing. I don't know if you're following Mark Driscoll on X, or Instagram, but he is regularly roasting Candace. And then just getting like lit up for it. But it's like her audience is like the wino mommy bloggers who think they're influencers because they bought followers on a social media platform, who are like pretending that they're internet sleuths because they don't have anything better to do. Well, I've really looked into the evidence and, I have an opinion on Egyptian aircraft. And it's like, listen, Katie, you know, you were shopping at TJ Maxx last week, you know, doing arts and crafts with the kids that you
Now you're a ballistics expert.
Now you're a ballistics expert, and you know, who's got an opinion on Egyptian aircraft?
Right.
It is insane, legitimately insane behavior.
Continue. Reporter thinks he knows more about China and Russia's nuclear plans than President Trump. Roll it. How many media we got left?
One of the things I talk to China about is the denuclearization of weapons. So we'd like to see if we could stop that. I'm talking about nuclear weapons. I've spoken to China about that. I've spoken to Russia about that. And I think it would be something that we would want to do, and they would like to do, and I think Russia would like to do.
They've said they won't join you to start.
So, Pastor Sam.
Well, that's what they've told you, but you know what they tell you is different than what they tell
Mr. President, just briefly.
What they tell me is different than what they tell you people. Next. See you tonight, final night, final evangelistic crusade or church meeting of the year. Choose Life Church, Hobbs, New Mexico. Pastor Russell will be with me. 7 o'clock tonight, 700 North Del Paso Street, Hobbs, New Mexico. Would love to see you. Next.
Sly, you described President Trump as the second George Washington after the election. How do you feel now? Do you still feel that way about him?
I think he's an extraordinary man. This is the toughest job in
P.S.
the world. And it's
Stallone
really easy
79.
for people to be critical, and I get it. I mean, you are, because we're dealing with tremendous confrontation around the world. But I still, and I said it last night, I think he's an extraordinary human being. The one thing that people don't realize, and I've known him for 30 years, he's very, very gracious. Like, he'll remember your kids' names. He'll call, like, during a serious situation, he goes, oh, how's your mother? How's she doing? You know, little things, and no one knows about that. That's why the fellow I know is quite different than the way he's reported about. But I like the man a lot.
And you spent some time with J.D. Vance at that reception.
Yeah.
Do you think he would be a good person to succeed the movement that Trump has started politically?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he's really an elegant man. His wife's amazing. Kind of like my wife over here. Come here, beautiful. Come on, my love. Yeah, I found him to be very elegant in his demeanor. He was quite humbling. Not humbling, but he was quite generous in his words to me and to my family when he didn't have to be. I didn't expect it. So there's something about when you look at a man eye to eye and just you can feel it, whether they're real or whether they're trying to be posturing for a different idea. But he's authentic. I mean, look at the book he wrote. Talk about humble beginnings. All right, guys, thank you.
Nice job. I've grown to like that guy more and more. Gave his life to the Lord. His brother's a Christian, Frank, and led him to the Lord. Next.
Well, hello. It's Vegas Police, and this is Resorts World in
Across
Las
from Wynn.
Vegas. And they just announced in the third quarter of 2025, they lost $12 million just on operations. This works out to $130,434 per day. In addition to that, they have 3 bonds outstanding on this property. And the interest on those is $126,000 a day, $92,000 a day, and $44,000 a day. When you add up the total loss for this property, it is losing $394,000 per day. That's its operating results and the interest that they have to pay on the bonds outstanding. Fitch had estimated that this property was going to make $350 million this year. Nope. It is losing money every single day. Vegas, Paulie.
Next.
You tell them in the locker room after a game like this. It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts.
But
It's gotta fucking mean something.
I love those uniforms, but I like how they look. I would hate to play in them. It'd be difficult to be tough in the Tampa Peach. And I'll tell you another one. The Miami Dolphins look great in Miami, but when they're in a snowstorm in Buffalo with a teal smiling dolphin, they look insane. Continue.
It's more than a job. It's your fucking livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that shit. It was in the fucking excusable, and there's no fucking answer for it. There's no excuse for it.
He's so ticked, but he says it calm.
A lot of F-bombs. Next. Jasmine Crockett hits campaign trail to ask for votes. Next. Pause. This is the guy that, this is the girl that the Michigan coach got pregnant. And then so they're looking back. Watch his reaction when she like blows the cover. It's like you can't let on that we have a relationship. She's like sitting next to him. Then she goes to just like have a conversation. He just like acts like it's his offensive coordinator talking to him. Doesn't give her the time of day. Play from the beginning. Stop talking to me.
I read an article on this that said that actually how the affair leaked in the first place was that they DoorDashed Plan B to her dorm, and one of her friends saw it, and that's initially how the conversation started of who are you sleeping with. DoorDashing Plan B. Yeah. Now, I've DoorDashed things that, you know, frankly, create similar responses inside of me. Taco Bell, late night Wingstop, you name it. But if you're having an affair with the head coach of Michigan, you know, you got to use more discretion than that. And now he's in a little bit of trouble.
Tanner and George's was on what you were on. The coach that had a day after pill Ubered to his office. Was it at her house or his office?
I think it was at her, if I remember the story correct, I think it was at her dorm. Like, not that they were sleeping together in her dorm room, but they were sleeping, and then she went back to her dorm room, and he DoorDashed her a Plan B.
Freaking A. This is the bad thing about picking up new viewers. Donna, F-bombs are offensive. First of all, we put a warning on at the beginning. Second, you think I'm watching 2 hours of videos before I send them in? Sorry. Go watch a freaking Elijah list. What's this now? Yep, here it is. DoorDash destruction. Sean Moore blows $6 million salary over Plan B purchase. Be sure your sin will find you out, folks. University of Michigan $6 million man just got fired for cause after allegedly using a university DoorDash account. Oh, he used the university account. He
Can't do that.
Paid for it himself.
Can't do that.
For his mistress. It was already believed there was an affair. This was always wrong. However, when you lose to Ohio State, there's always going to be extra eyes on you. Is this one of the dumbest decisions you've ever seen a head coach make?
And wow. It wasn't just that he was having an affair with a student, which, you know, probably would get you fired regardless. It's that when it got found out, he broke into somebody's house with a butcher knife and tried to kill them, or then threatened he was going to kill himself. I mean, it went from like bad to worse.
Yes. Where do these people live that are in their 40s and 50s and still get so offended by cursing? I'm not saying you should be for it. I don't say the F word. I don't say the SH word. I don't read stuff when it pops up on the screen. But I mean, where did you live that in your 50s you're still jarred when you hear cursing? Leave your house every once in a while. Next. I'm not saying you should be for it, but I mean, like, where do you live? It'd be like it's like I guess people still getting offended over like stretch band. I can't believe these women are wearing stretch bands. Yeah, me either, but it's been going on for 25 years, so I've adapted. I don't walk around with a modesty cloth and welder's glasses. Keep going. Oh, a liberal goes after a guy that has got a Charlie Kirk shirt on and gets laid out. Boom.
Bam.
Great shot, my friend. Next. Minneapolis apartment manager opens the door for ICE. Somali tenant's immediate response, "I will kill you." That's how they say hello in Somali, apparently. Mm-hmm. I will kill you. Mm-hmm. Roll it.
What's the incident done in?
Pause.
Why?
See, like Debbie Elmore wrote, "It's real life, Donna. You can't filter it." Debbie Elmore is the most like perfect. I'm not saying this sarcastically. Like a perfect Christian, like upstanding. I'm sure she's never cursed. Like She's that type. But that's how it's like, it's, not to mention, did I like promote the clip by, hey, listen, I wasn't going to send this in, but there are so many F words, I wanted everybody to hear it. I didn't know. I don't understand how in living on planet Earth, you're still like rattled. Now, I'll tell you, I don't like the Lord's name in vain. That's never gotten old to me. Like, I still don't like that. It still like get a thing out of me. I don't, and it's not like I enjoy the other stuff. But I mean, by the time after going to public school and being in locker rooms, 16, 17 years old, there's not much you could say that'll like make my head whip up, let alone take the time to type. The F word is offensive. Thank you, Pharisee McGee, that you've let everyone know that you're not in favor of that language. I'm not either. Continue.
We live here. Why should you let them in? Okay, that's going to be the biggest demonstration ever against Shabbat associates. I will tell you.
I will kill it.
I will tell you.
Yeah.
You don't want to threaten a federal agent.
Deport all of these people. Raise the apartment building.
It's not compatible with American culture.
I live here 27 years, and they're letting ICE in to harass us as Americans. We are Americans.
You're kind of not.
Look at this.
Kind of not. ICE is there for a reason.
We are Muslim? Is that the problem? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
After 30 years of taking our money?
It's a potential problem.
Oh, good.
He threatened to kill a federal agent on camera.
Not a great move to threaten to kill federal agents.
And then what? They've got like Antifa blowing whistles as they take it out?
Deport all these people too.
What do they think? ICE is going to quit? I'm not doing this anymore. These guys are blowing whistles.
They're blowing whistles.
High pitched. Next. 21 days of prayer and fasting. Join us. Pittsburgh and Los Angeles. I'll be in LA. I'd also be in Pittsburgh. We need a break from each other. January 5th to the 25th. Would love to see you. Next. I told Camila, Mommy and Daddy are taking a little break.
Who's watching Christopher Robin while you guys are gone? Send him to my house. If you guys ever separate, can I get custody of Christopher Robin?
Yes.
Thank you.
I told Camila, Mommy and Daddy are taking a little break from each other. It's your fault. Do better. We don't like living with you. Woman at a University of Miami game slaps a cop as she's getting arrested, and the cop does not slap back. He closed fists back. Roll it.
You can't be hitting cops.
No.
She drunk or what?
Yep. Little swing.
Bam! Lights out.
Nice shot, officer. Doesn't even break stride.
No!
Doesn't even break stride.
Yo!
Doesn't even stop walking. Let's watch it about 7 more times. Ooh, what a shot. That's what I say. That's what I saw growing up when my mom didn't have dinner ready promptly at 5. 2 Shuttlesworth would come across the table. All right, next. I could watch that all day. He brought a knife to a fist fight and lost. Roll it.
The thief thought he was going to rob this man with his butter knife, but the man ended up delivering a hot pocket rocket straight to the dome, right on the button, and drops his head.
Why does it sound like John Boy?
That got its strings cut. The people of Colombia, the people all around the world, are fed up with these thieves that think they're going to just rob people. Not today, not on this man's watch. He ends up finding an opening, takes a bait.
Great job with the guy with the knife.
Clocked.
Our hero walks off into the sunset like Clint Eastwood. As for the criminal on the ground, well, he is now currently traveling to Goo Goo Gaga land. Congratulations, douchebag.
Let me watch it one more time, just the beginning part. I like the punch.
The thief thought he was going to rob this man with his butter knife.
Pause
The
it.
man ended up
Okay, here's another broad. Lori. Hold it. Then why was there once a time when you bleeped it? Because if I catch it, I bleep it. But sometimes I miss it. What do you women do that do this? You've already run your husband out of the house. Your kids don't come over. You've run out of men to emasculate, so now you want to bring it this direction? It's not a good idea, Toots. I'm from the 80s. Go bake me some cookies and fold some laundry. Let's watch this again.
The thief thought he was going to rob this man with his butter knife, but the man ended up delivering a hot pocket rocket straight to the dome, right on the
Just
and then walks off. See, I would be concerned, though, that guy would come back later, you know? But I guess you can't just sit there and, like, finish him, kill him. Cleanse our palates, Britt Gusmus.
It took me 17 years to figure out why I kept thinking that God judged me so harshly. That led to a shame and a guilt that I lived with that I couldn't get free of until I saw
Pause it, back to me.
As my...
Pause it. Lord's follower, 29,290. Would someone possibly be willing to help me get my daughter some diapers? I have a job, but bills broke me and I don't get paid until next Friday. And her father refuses to help. I'll help you. Whoever's watching or just let it, that's your Cash App. How much are diapers? I've been potty trained.
50, 20.
You're saying the $50.20? Very, very exact price. How much are, somebody tell me how much diapers are. 100 covers it? I'm going to sound like Bill Gates when they ask him like what the cost of Velveeta cheese is. $1,100.
How much is a gallon of milk?
$3,000. $25 a box? I'll get you 4 boxes. Kid can poo its brains out. You won't even have to think twice.
Yeah.
Kid can take a fresh poo per diaper. Probably have been walking around the house now all saggy diapered, feeling like a bad parent. Because you kind of are, but not anymore. We're coming to the rescue.
I'll buy you a shop vac. You don't even have to use diapers.
Sorry about the deadbeat dad. All right, Britt, cleanse it again. Same one. Back to me. People are saying she's on asking for diapers every broadcast. I'll take a chance. I'm going to give you $100, but if you're lying to me, you're going to burn in hell. You and your kid. Anyway, cleanse our palates, Britt Gusmus.
Probably a Somalian fraud.
It took me 17 years to figure out why I kept thinking that God judged me so harshly. That led to a shame and a guilt that I lived with that I couldn't get free of until I saw God as my loving Father. I saw him as Abba, my daddy, who wanted to hold me close and love me like I've never been loved before. And my life has never been the same. See him that way as Abba. And as always, rejoice in this day and be glad in it because our loving Abba made it.
See, we need Britt to balance out a lot of the meanness that comes from this area. Legia, you said you're in a dire situation. I'll help you, but you're in Brazil. How can I get money to Brazil that doesn't involve swallowing condoms full of cocaine?
We'll redirect some of the drug boats from Venezuela your way.
No, but I'm being serious. I will help you. I just don't want to hurt my digestive system. I'm not comfortable taking a poo in front of cartel members. I like my privacy. If you've never given your life to Jesus Christ, I want you to say this prayer with me right now. It's important that you receive Christ as Savior. Say this out loud. Heavenly Father, I admit that I've sinned. I repent. I believe in my heart God raised Jesus from the dead. I confess with my mouth Jesus is Lord and my Savior. Right now, I receive forgiveness. By the blood of Jesus, I am saved. In Jesus' name, amen. If Pray that prayer. Welcome to the family of God. Please do what it says on the bottom of the screen. Go to revivaltoday.com. Click I just got saved. When you fill that out, I'm going to send you my wife's new devotional. There it is. Legia. Legia, you still haven't put where your Zell is or whatever. There's the book. Here's the shirt. Lauren Reed said, "You're the best pastor, Jonathan. I would love to know what your criteria is." I'd love to know how anyone watched this show and not only believes I belong as a pastor, but that I'm the best pastor. What's up, Ted Melton? Who else is scamming? Kevin Rush said, "You too, scammer." Legia, I don't think is a scammer. She's on here all the time. I feel a genuineness. The other person, I don't know. But I mean,
if you see my wife in the comments asking for money, it's because I cut her off. Too many Amazon purchases.
There's no Zelle here. What is there? What can I send you money? You need Western Union?
A pigeon with a Bitcoin in its mouth.
New shirt of Pastor Jonathan holding box of things. Oh, you have PayPal. That's easy. Put the PayPal info. Give me your account number and password right on the screen. Two can play at this game. I'd love to help you. There's the Nutcracker, Gavin Newsom, with his preferred sittings position. And this is the last day to sow money into what will likely be our largest evangelistic effort ever. What are we at for registrations? 46,000. Probably will hit 50. What do you think for attendance? You think we're going to have to cut it? Hard to say, right? 15. 15 is great. That's almost double our record. I know Reinhard Bonnke doesn't think it's a big deal, but I'm doing my best. Sorry, Daniel Calendo. Here's the ways to give. Ligia, can you freaking put it on one comment? Type it out. It's like a 4-comment post.
It's like an Egyptian hieroglyph.
It's like you don't want help. You guys are modern day Paul and Silas. That's generous. Russell's doing a great job.
I'm not even wearing pants on this broadcast. You just can't see it.
Bare legs and Crocs. Revivaltoday.com. Click Give Now. Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, #donate, Apple Pay. Love you, Bobby, and your husband, Chuck, and your whole family. See you. Looking forward to seeing you in Fort Worth. Sarah from OC, you're great. Susie, you're great. Most of you are great. There's like 3 Sadducees that ended up in here today. I've never heard such language in all my life.
Why are they wearing baseball caps?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to cover your head.
Yeah, we're not praying. We prayed a little.
Starbucks? That's demonic.
Yeah, I know. With you, there's like nothing you can do. So I just decided to not try.
Can't believe it.
Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania, 15329. Nancy Sullivan said too much information. Not enough information, if you ask me.
Yeah, Nancy.
No, she's cool. She's just messing around. Thank you for giving. One of the pastors watching today sent 15 grand from his church. We've got a rancher that sent in 10 grand. That's 25 just there. I don't know who else gave. I haven't seen the financial report, but I'm very thankful for all of you. I will see you in Houston tomorrow morning. I will see you tonight in Hobbs, New Mexico at 7 o'clock with Pastor Russell. Pastor Russell will be with me in Houston as well, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be great. No, Kevin, you're awesome.
I'll be in Houston stealing toys. The Grinch.
Lubbock, Texas. You should swing over. We're an hour away, Kenda. Love you, Stockton, California. All right, for myself, hey, listen, this was the last mobile broadcast of Check the News of the year. So I want to say to Rafaela, to Ben, to Tessa, to Diamond, and even to Jake. And then who else came on the road? Who's the other crew that rotates in? Anthony. But basically we have the whole crew here because it's you two and then either Jake or, but you all came. Great job all year. I really mean that. I don't think I need to say I really mean anything. It's like I'm complimenting people all day. Great job. Literally couldn't do it without you. I love you. For the rest of you, I love you. Thanks for great. Of course, we're not done broadcasting. I'll just be doing it from Pittsburgh. Thanks for joining up, Pastor Russell, for myself and everybody here.
I'm going to eat some more of this if you're not careful. Oh. Oh, good. Oh, my God. You didn't have lunch, right? Wow.
What's it like seeing so many Republicans in Manhattan, so many Trump supporters in Manhattan? Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. It's turning now. Trump's turn again.
What's your message to Joe Biden?
You.
My mother says, with my family,
I never would have dreamed in a million years I'd see so many struggling Americans defies belief. We share the same fears and the same mountain grief. It's like a wave of desperation crashing over me. So many lives roughed up, so much anger, strain in each and every direction. I feel the pain, and straight through the radio waves, the fake news plays till it stays stuck in your head for days and days. Who would have thought Biden your time, just trying to survive, just towing their line, just scraping all your nickels and dimes, that they would ruin everything and break the world like this. I kept on telling you that they would turn it all to shit. I know I hit a nerve with puppet master globalist powers, cause they lie about me every day for hours and hours, and now they're trying to bring me down with the government. I'm loving it. They built the world on bullshit, and now we taking it on. Fight America, there ain't no hope for your kids. Fight America, illegals and inflation shit. Fight America, never seen crime like this. We give it everything. Tell me this ain't all we get. Fight America, there ain't no hope for your kids. Fight America, illegals and inflation shit. Fight America, never seen crimes like this. We give it everything. Tell me this ain't all we get.
Let's go, Brandon.
You can stick your poison vaccine up your arm. You can stick your poison vaccine up your arm. You can stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine up your arm.
Why are you detaining me? You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job.
Omar,
You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose.
I'm Jonathan Shuttlesworth, and I've met a lot of pastors on the road that wanted to have a revival, but weren't sure how to go about setting it up. So I wanted to do this video to tell you a couple things. Number one, I'm sure you see somebody flying around in a jet and think, what is the enormous expense to have you come to our church? The answer is, it's zero. Acts 20:34, the Apostle Paul said, I've always taken care of my expenses and the expenses of those who travel with me. We have no minimum requirements. We have no honorarium. Our team is taken care of by us. We book our own hotels. I've done that my whole traveling ministry. All we do is receive a love offering as Paul instructed in the Bible. That's it. We're not under any financial pressure, and we don't put you under any financial pressure. Secondly, what I do is a little different than what a lot of other traveling ministries do. We don't do conferences and we don't do ticketed events. I don't generally do one-night meetings. I like revivals. I like seeing a church explode with the power of God. Sinners get saved. As the week goes on, sinners bring more people. And really, you can see 10 years of church work accomplished in 1 week of a strong revival meeting. That's what I like to see done. I don't care about the size of the church. I care about seeing God hit the place. And whatever you start with, seeing it multiply. So what does it take for me to come to your church if you're interested? An invitation. So the information for an invitation is on the screen. I look forward to hearing from you, genuinely. If you're a pastor and you want to see God shake your region, I will partner with you in that. I want to see that happen. So I'll look forward to hearing from you and meeting you this year.
Mas eu vou te dizer, conforme isso cresce, a unção vai crescer junto. Nunca haverá um dia nesta igreja em que você precise ler. Когда вам придется вспоминать старые времена, Бог творит новое, Бог увеличивает, aumentando. Él continuará aumentándonos. En el nombre de Jesús, si reciben esto, vamos. Come on, make the devil nervous. Clap your hands. Give God a mighty shout. The greatest move of God that has ever hit planet Earth is happening right now. And I'm not watching it happen. I'm in it right now with you. I see revival sweeping over this earth before Jesus returns. The devil is not over your head. The devil is not eye to eye.